Isn't it too early in the morning for this?
Pressure on, still moving, still standing strong. Built this muscle over time. Every step, another climb. Years of focus, years of fire. Vision sharp,
Morning
aim
exercise.
set high. Early grind, eyes wide clear. Earned this spot, we're still right here from the past to present tense. As every move builds confidence. They tried to slow it, tried to stall. We just raised the bar for all. Every round, just tune the engine. Now the signals coming in clear. Made us sharper, made us wiser. Built for weight, built for fire. If you're sitting in this seat, better fuel up, better eat. Old new, now what's coming next? Every chapter intersects. We don't pause, we don't fall. This is Core Blast, standing tall. Foundation set, momentum strong. Map the road, we're moving on. What's in motion, what's ahead? Every word that needs to be said. First spark to what's in play. Clear direction, clear runway. Talking roots and talking rise. Big picture through a sharper lens. And before the moment's gone, there's more coming, moving on. Pressure trained us, focus refined. Every step was by design. What you hear didn't come fast. It's the long view paying back. Made us sharper, made us wiser. Built for weight, built for fire. If you're sitting in this seat, better fuel up, better eat. Hold new now, what's coming next? Every chapter intersects. We don't pause, we don't fall. This is Core Blast, standing tall. This is Core Blast, standing tall. Thank the grind, thank the days that demanded high stakes. Every mile increased the range, every challenge level gains. Now we talk what's moving forward. Freedom buying, friction lowering. Signals clear, momentum fast. Future loading, Core Blast. Stronger mindset, fire the pace. Morning grind, no time to waste. This one runs, this one lasts. You don't rush, what's built to last. Old new, now what's coming next? All aligned, all in effect. Stand up straight, this is the call. This is Core Blast, we stand tall. Standing tall. This is Core Blast, we stand tall.
Oh, I finished it. Hey, everybody.
Nice.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Is this our official first 2026 webinar?
Yes.
Well,
it is.
We should make it a special one. And Joel, since this webinar was your idea, I guess three of us are just here to support you. So take it away.
So the way this is formatted is I have allotted 20 minutes per person to tell us what their vision for 2026 is. So thank you guys for
clever move.
We'll start with Colt. Colt, you have 20 minutes. We'll end with Ezra, and then we'll have a series of we'll have maybe 30 or 45 minutes set aside for questions.
Reflections over the year. So nice. I guess we should, before we get Colt started on his vision, we should forewarn everyone that, if this is another one of the Core Blast Ezra webinars, we have no idea how long this will last.
We have 2 hours of recording time left on StreamYard. So if we start getting close to that 2 hours, and my camera keeps doing this, I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's just having mercy on you guys. But so close to that 2 hours, I'm going to start going back and erasing things in our library. So if you guys go back and try to watch something from maybe a year ago, it may not be there anymore.
But it's all on YouTube anyway, so who cares?
It is. Hopefully.
And while YouTube is still not censoring, but I don't know.
No,
vision
they are.
For 2026. think that's about to start. Oh, we got censored. That's right. I forgot.
Wow. We got censored. It was you talking about the attributes of the search, and you mentioned something about a gun.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, now this one's getting censored.
I don't think
of all the things he says.
Well, Josh just showed his gun, so that means we're totally.
The first thing I do. Who cares?
This is we don't care. No, who cares?
They don't care.
It is. We don't care. Cancel us, YouTube. We don't care.
And that's the thing that I want everybody out there to realize. If you're starting the new year and you're like, should I start a YouTube channel? Why not? Because your revenue is not coming from people watching your videos. You're using YouTube as a tool to tell people about your place, about your products, whatever. So screw them, man. You're not
screw them. But I mean, and then I heard, and again, there's, I think a reflection on 2025, Joel, is, I mean, it certainly was an eye-opening year, is I guess my best way of describing 2025 for me personally. But, and I don't know if this is true, Joel, but I've heard some not so great things about Rumble. Is in your opinion, is that a true statement?
No, I don't. I think that I haven't heard anything bad. Of course, I don't watch like gun videos on Rumble. But I think a little bit more. They're a little bit more. You're a little more free over there to talk about things, because I've heard some.
But I've heard as long as you don't talk about a certain foreign country.
Platform right now.
But I can't say the name, but they're our greatest ally ever.
I think it's a real country too.
Oh man, it's gonna be a fun year, Joel. All I can say is everyone in the industry should be excited, because COVID 2.0 is coming, not in the form of specifically not in the form of a true disease, but in the form of brain disease. That's my prediction for 26. So that's going to be really good for the industry. I think we may end up with a record year, everyone. That's just my personal prediction. I think that we are going to see more censorship this coming year than we did in COVID. That's my personal prediction. I think it's coming. Yep. And it's coming strong. And if you look outside of the US, what's happening, that is what they're going to try to start doing in the US. So that's just a personal prediction.
My phone's trying to censor me right now.
Who's trying to censor?
My phone is trying to censor me by taking me off video.
Well, you're in the list, dude. So
I am.
So so I think last year was definitely eye-opening year. It seems like a blur, but every year as I get older, it seems to go faster and faster. Anyone with kids knows that once you have kids, it seems to go faster, and it just seems to keep speeding up. You can't slow down time, and you can't buy more time. So I think as we go into 26, it's just everyone should keep appreciating the most valuable thing on earth, which is time. So that's the important theme. And, I think another reflection for 26, and I started this in 25, is, just the best thing you can do for yourself and for your family is focus on your health. And avoid the shortcuts, because if it's a shortcut, it's probably not a good cut. So, we're now being sold on yet more great pharma solutions out there. So go big pharma. Yes, that might get me non-censored on YouTube.
I do like that Trump calls Ozempic the fat pill now.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming in pill form, and yeah, I mean, just because you lose all your muscles, I mean, definitely it's worth taking. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. And if you're sick, just absolutely
hey,
only worry about drugs and not your diet.
yeah, absolutely. And by the way, anyone prescribing to that, I've got a vax or two to sell you too. So
Maybe that's what we need to get into. We need to start making vaxes, man.
The money goes to a great
cause.
We'll send our greatest ally at the end, so it's okay.
Wait, Colt, you're right. That and daycares. Open some Minnesota daycares.
Yes.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Weird year.
Well, soon we'll have our new greatest ally, Somaliland. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, it's fun. So I bet everyone that joined this webinar didn't think we'd be having this much fun this quickly. So, I'll give you a tech kind of not just prediction, but I know a lot of people follow some tech, some people don't, but we all know that. Well, hopefully, all of you know that the biggest Apple fanboy, which still blows my mind, is literally in this meeting. And Joel, you can raise your hand. You got us truly on the bandwagon. When we started Coreware, I think I was still using a Windows machine, and I've switched to the Apple world. So, Joel, do you know? Am I what? No, I mean, I love my Apple products.
Yeah.
No, I'm absolutely. I mean, again, an Apple notebook. It's even back in the days at Sports South. I always told everyone, you're better off using an Apple MacBook to run Windows because it runs better and crashes less. So even if you're a Windows user, it's pretty amazing. Colt converted to Apple way back when and has never gone. Didn't want to leave. So, I mean, Apple has just a quality product that can't be argued, right? It's and you call it the walled garden for a reason.
Yeah.
And gardens are really nice. And when it comes to your work and your privacy, a walled garden is good. I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? So what's cool, Joel, I don't know if you know, and I know Josh knows because I keep Josh up to date, but aside from Josh, do Colt or Joel, do you guys know what the big release for Apple will be this year?
A new iPhone. I don't know.
Colt, what did you say?
A new iPhone.
Well, yes. However, it's specific.
It's a shot in the dark.
Actually, I think
I'm actually here to show you the next release of the iPhone, and literally, this is the Apple Fold that will be released. How are you laughing?
Yeah, don't show the Android screen.
What Android screen? No, okay, but in all seriousness, I actually wanted to show this for a reason. So this is a Google Pixel 9, and the Google released their first Fold, I think in 2023, which is the 9. Maybe it was 24, but I think it was 23 when they released this. It was their first foldable. And if you notice, for anyone on the webinar that has seen folds or uses Samsung Fold, is the most popular one in the States. It's a very different. This is very much in the form factor of a passport, right? All the folds are typically very long, and you open them up, and they, the height of the phone is usually like the height of your iPhone, etc. This is very different. Just to show you the comparison, this is my iPhone, and this is the Google Fold. So that's why they call it a passport. because it's about the size of a passport.
Oh,
and
no.
when you
your camera bump doesn't go all the way across. Joel, Dad's
what
broke.
camera bump?
Dad's broke. Oh no.
I can't stand.
What are we
peasants.
talking about?
I can't
the
stand
16
them,
versus
dude.
the 17.
Oh.
All right, let's just keep going, by the way. No, I did not buy the latest iPhone. I see no reason for it. But my point, by the way, is Google released their second fold, which actually resembles, as far as the dimensions, it's actually closer to the Samsung Fold and the rest of the folds out there. What's interesting is, and this is not rumors, it's confirmed. So Apple is releasing a foldable phone this year, and it's in this form factor. And I personally always liked this form factor because it's, when you open it, it's very much more like an iPad mini size. So it truly is a nice tablet experience. Apple, the dimensions that they're releasing, it's literally almost identical to this Google Fold. So, it's funny, if you pull up on the internet the renderings after you watch this webinar, you'll see that the renderings very much resemble this Google Fold. And, foldable phone for me, the real purpose of it is, for business owners and business people, not just owners, but business people, because it is nice to be able to, if you travel a lot or, whatever, you're out and about and you just want to pull something up, you're able to quickly do that. And then, you can go into tablet mode, especially when you're trying to look at maybe a report or something else, which is a lot of times it's hard to look at, right, on a phone. So, a lot of people are saying, no, Apple should not do the Fold. It's not going to sell well. It's going to be a flop, blah, blah. But I actually think it's going to be a good replacement for essentially an iPad mini. They're not positioning it as a foldable phone. They're positioning it as a tablet that can also be a phone, right? As opposed to really a phone that folds. So I'm excited about it because, again, this is nice, but it is running Android, which Android has matured and it's really good. It works really well. But I'm excited just to actually have an iOS device. And we lost Joel again, but I don't know if you're out there hunting or what, Joel, or if I'm just boring you. I mean, of all topics, I figured you'd be into this specific topic.
Trying to fix my camera. My Apple camera issue is not making me happy today.
So what's cool is, and part of what's coming this year, and actually we'll have this at SHOT Show, and there's at least 3 of us that will walk around with this particular phone. Josh and Hunter have one, and they're really nice. So, if you want to just come experience that and come experience the new CoreWear app, you'll be able to come see it running at the booth, but also running specifically on a handheld device. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. This is where I think there's an absolute use case, for a foldable. So we'll see how that goes. But so, in terms of just, I think the topic of the webinar is a year in review and what are we cooking up for 2026. And obviously, I've been a few of our webinars, I've been showing things and talking about what we're cooking. But today, I'll go through a few things that we're excited about. We are now officially just over 2 weeks away from SHOT Show.
Wow.
So we're super excited about SHOT Show. I hope many of you here and listening and watching this webinar, I hope you are attending SHOT Show. And if you are, if there's any one good reason to visit us and any one good day to visit us, it's definitely Thursday, the 22nd. And that's Thursday evening. And Joel, we do need to figure out, did we decide we're doing the 6 to 10 or 7 to 11? What's our overall vote, everyone? Because we got to get it straight. I think that was part of the mix-up last year. People showed up at. Is it 6 to 10? Does that give us enough time to get over there? And
I
always forget. My memory is very short term when it comes to SHOT Shows. So
we staggered last year. That helped. Like we sent a handful of people earlier.
Yeah.
And then
we're gonna do the same thing, I think. By the way, everyone, I know you're waiting for the link, and I was hoping to have the link today. Sorry. For me, it's night.
Letting someone know still don't.
Wait, say that
in
again?
your office currently. You sound like you're letting someone in your office currently know that you still don't have the link. How you just said
no. There is nobody here. Literally. Nobody in my office. So no, I was being serious. We were aiming to get the link out tonight because I was going to literally show it on the webinar. We are delayed. Shocker. We tried our best, but we ran into a couple of issues. Again, we are going to be using our own tools, for a lot of SHOT Show related activities. So bear with us either tomorrow or the day after. Look at your emails, look on our website. There'll be actually links to both register for our dinner, which is Thursday night, the 22nd. That's our customer appreciation dinner. And for our new customers or any customers that maybe haven't been to our dinner, I do want to make it really clear. When we say customer appreciation dinner, that is truly what we mean. We are not there to sell you on anything. We're not there to lecture you. We're not there to, have you sit through a presentation. There's none of that. It is just a night of enjoyment. It's a night for us to say thank you for being a customer. It's just a night to network, between yourselves. And Joel, I think I sent you our menu this year. I don't know if you want to pull that up. Obviously, I got to give you these cues. I figured once I started talking about dinner, you'd get the hint. But we've got, it's going to be amazing. We've got a lot of different sushi and Korean barbecue and some sides. And we've got a couple of special sushi rolls. Joel, go back to my special sushi roll because I don't even remember. Let's see.
I was going to say, I'm not seeing. I see the Yama Crunch, which is amazing. But
no. Look on the
man.
Oh, what
the freedom roll, the legal defender roll.
Yeah, you got to. So we've got two special rolls now. Josh, you're kind of mixing up things. So you're thinking of which. Yama Sushi is owned by the same people, but the sushi menu is not the same.
Last year, I was able to order from the restaurant next door, so if they're still allowing that, I'm still going to do it.
So we maybe need to talk to Millie since we'll be there early. She already wants me to stop by, so we can talk about that. Perfect. So if anyone listening has specific requests, let us know now. But we do have the Freedom Roll sponsored by BFG, and we've got the Legal Defense Roll, and that is being sponsored by Safe and Secure, which Safe and Secure, it's pretty cool. Safe and Secure actually offers insurance for your firearms, so you can learn more information about that at SHOT Show. It's a good offering. They're sponsoring the Legal Defender Roll, which is a tiger roll, and it sounds pretty delicious. And so is the Freedom Roll. It's a beef teriyaki roll. So for those of you who don't eat raw fish, make sure you order the Freedom Roll. It's freedom to try sushi, even if you don't like sushi. So it's all grilled beef, teriyaki sauce, and just nothing raw. So you can actually come to dinner and experience sushi, even if you refuse to touch anything that's not cooked, which again, some people, it's not for them. And of course, we've got plenty of drinks on the menu. So again, it's just a fun evening. So stay tuned. We've got that coming up. And then a couple of other fun events at SHOT Show. So you'll be able to register for that. Wednesday afternoon, we've got, I don't know, did we call it anything, Joel? Our beer fest? Does it have a name? Have we named it?
No, but we can.
Okay.
What do we want to name it?
I don't know. You have me sung, so. The what?
Get trashed with us. Core trash.
Core trash. Let's do it.
Get core trash.
So that's Wednesday afternoon. That's on the 21st, and that starts usually around, I think, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, about around 4.
Yeah, come get a beer with us. And throughout SHOT Show, we're excited because we've got a lot. We have literally overall between Coreware and BFG, we've got 22 staff members attending. 22. That's a record for us. And we're pretty excited. We are bringing that many staff because we always see a lot of customers and we want to be able to answer as many questions. And again, of course, we see prospects and we've got our sales team there, but we also have our customer service team, our onboarding team, our compliance team. And you'll be able to schedule an actual meeting. We have a conference room. Again, anyone who hasn't attended, we do have a conference room where it's quieter. You can take a seat. We have no chairs in the booth. That's kind of by design. But at the conference room, you can book a time if you have certain questions or want to look at, something. It's a great opportunity, and we've got that room really fully staffed. We will be posting up the schedule module, so you'll be able to schedule a time. At the booth, what we've never done before, and I'm pretty excited about this because this will lead into kind of my first little thing that I want to show everyone. But at the booth, so you can actually schedule a time if you're a prospect or maybe a customer that's just interested in, something that, one of our other offerings. You'll be able to literally, when you go to schedule a time, it will ask you if you're interested in talking to a Coreware specialist, meaning Core Force, Core Store, it's the same. Whether you want to talk about merchant processing, whether you want to talk about compliance, or whether you want to talk to the sales staff. And in addition, what we're excited about is you'll also, if you come to the booth, and again, some people are able to schedule things before they get to SHOT Show. Some people just, again, you're running around SHOT Show. You don't know, when you'll be able to make it, but you've got to come talk to Josh, for example, at the booth. Just come to the booth. There'll be people there to help you, and we actually will have a wait list, which everyone, I think, is going to be super appreciative of, because in the past, it's been hard for us. We have a very busy booth, and we're very, very thankful for that. And we want to give you the best experience. And inevitably, for example, I know people stand there and wait to talk to me at times, and I never know who to go to next, or, I try to make sure that, someone lets me know that someone's waiting on me. The neat thing is we'll have a wait list, so you'll be able to get into queue, so you don't have to worry about, the loud person next to you that shows up after you've been standing there for 20 minutes. And just because they're louder than you, they're able to kind of get through and start talking to someone. And I hate seeing that. And it's not even someone that's necessarily rude. It's just, they're coming in and, they're like, "Hey, Josh," and so I think having that wait list will help with reducing some of the chaos. So that will be, I think, really beneficial, for everyone. So we're pretty excited about that. But what's truly exciting is just the idea of actually having a wait list, and we'll actually be using the CoreWare platform for that wait list. So if you attended the last webinar, we spent quite a lot of time on our new scheduling module. If you haven't seen the new scheduling module, it's 1,000,000% worth watching the webinar. Now I'm going to make Joel maybe feel bad, but maybe he'll make me feel bad. Joel, did we ever splice up that webinar and post the scheduling, just the scheduling module portion?
Yeah, I'm about to share it.
Oh man, you see, there you go. You showed me. Nice job.
You're just so busy.
That's awesome. So I'll go ahead and just share my screen here. I am. So it's funny. I'll talk to Joshy in this case, but I was showing Josh, who's here. We call him Joshy because we have literally 5 Joshes in the company, if I'm not mistaken. But I was showing Josh this new feature, and we haven't fully made it work with dark mode. And for Josh and Colt, it's like, no, we've got to have the dark mode. And
I ain't gonna use it.
We worked on the dark mode, and it's funny because ever since I switched to dark mode, I've been using dark mode, and I've been like, oh man, this is so cool, and I really, really like dark mode, right? And I just switched to dark mode. But it's funny, Josh, because ever since I switched to light mode, I've been like, man, I really like our light mode. So I guess for me, I'm just very influenced by what's in front of me. So
do you use Discord in light mode or dark? That's what solidifies this.
Dark mode.
Okay, you're a dark mode user then.
No, I just don't switch my Discord. I don't think. I don't know. But I've been having fun in light mode, so just I don't know, just entertain me. So I'm not going to go through the whole scheduling because again, we'll post the video. There's been a lot of movement here. I do want to emphasize this scheduling module is part of your current plan. I don't care what plan you're on, right? As long as you're running a core store plan. And this is going to be breaking news, but by SHOT Show, just so everyone knows, we will have new pricing. No, we're not changing your existing pricing. Let me be very clear. We're not throwing any surprises at anyone. But this is for just moving forward in terms of new customers. So I know we have prospects that are on our webinars. So for those of you who are not a customer yet, I know sometimes our pricing gets confusing because it's like, oh, what do I need? Do I need the Gorilla? Do I need the Core Store? Do I need the Core Force? So we are going to have unified pricing for just CoreWare. And Josh, just a heads up, Witz and I started mapping it out. We feel pretty good. So probably not today, since Witz is probably fast asleep or will be. But tomorrow, let's get on a call and we'll finalize all that. But
perfect.
It's going to be pretty exciting. So, and my point on all of that is this. As long as you're subscribed to Core Store, you'll have access to the scheduling module. We want everyone to start using scheduling. Whether you run a store or a range, it's absolutely something that you can use, even if you just use it for our latest feature. So before I show you the latest feature, just to explain what the scheduling does and why I think even any typical gun store could use it, is it's a general scheduling module that can be used for a range, right? And you can set up your facility and you can set up, your lanes, and people can reserve online, all of that. You can choose what you charge for, and you can do all of that. But you can also use it for classes, right? So a lot of gun stores that don't have ranges offer classes, and you can schedule out your classrooms and do all of that, which is fantastic. You can use it for private instruction. You can use it if you have a gunsmith that you want your customer to schedule a time for, right? Maybe you want to have them, I don't know, maybe you want to offer a cleaning service that they have to make sure to schedule that ahead of time. And again, that can be a paid experience, or it can be a free experience. That's obviously totally up to you on how you set that up. So in general, this is our scheduling module, and you'll see here I've got some alerts just showing me a balance due. The reason why we're showing some balance dues is because you can choose whether you allow a customer to book the scheduled event without paying for it right then and there. That's part of all of the setup. So it's a very elaborate scheduling module. Super excited about it. What we've done, so we actually added the ability. So what we call, when you set up a scheduling event, we call it an offering, right? So you'll see here, I've got my shooting range offering, my private range lane rental. I've got a firearms cleaning and inspection offering. So again, an offering is like an event, right? But when I go to create an offering, I can actually go in and it will ask me what type of offering am I looking to create? Is it a service? Let's say a one-on-one. Maybe you want to offer, I don't know, even a sales type service where someone who wants to come in and consult with one of your salespeople because they're new to firearms, or maybe they're looking for something high end to take on a specific hunting trip. You can just offer all of that on your website. It's just more ways to get feet into your door, right? And as a retailer, that's what you want. You want more feet through the door. So you've got services you can offer, classes, facilities. Again, if you've got other businesses, this can apply to anything. We made it very, very generic and very comprehensive to cover nearly every type of scheduling event that you want. Well, what we felt was important too, especially for ranges, but again, for busy gun stores, which all of you gun stores, you get busy at some point during the week or at some point during the year. There are always times when, hey, there's some rush going on. And in those cases, being able to say, hey, we want to offer a wait list, a queue, right? So you can actually go through and create wait lists, and you can have wait lists. You can have multiple, right? You can create as many wait lists as you want. So you've got all of these different options. And I'm not going to go through everything. I just want to show you the kind of the general idea. But you can set up your name, the description, categories, and put tags on it. And is it visible publicly, or is it visible only private, just for admins, right? And what location is it at if you've got multiple locations? You've got your specific queue settings. For example, what is the numbering scheme, right? Because when you go into a wait list, normally you have a number assigned to you. So do you want a prefix? When do you reset it? Do you reset the numbering every day, or do you just keep going on and on? And then how do you want to allow customers to join? You can let them join by QR code, web link. You can have staff assist, or obviously all of the above. You can also assign what resources are assigned to this specific wait list. So an example of a gun store, if you want to have a gunsmith wait list and a sales person consultation wait list, right? You can set up two different wait lists for that. And then you've got some intake rules and just your general, how do I publish this so that I've got a public link. So just to show you how this works, I can actually go to my queues, because I have a queue already active. And you'll see here that I've got 2 people waiting in this queue, 3 that are being serviced. It is an open queue. I've got some stats here I can look, analytics. And what's really cool is I can actually open up the lobby display. So this can be showing up on your big screen monitor, right? Which is super cool. And this, you can customize it. And it's flashing to say, hey, Oliver Williams, please proceed, right? And we'll actually send a notification to Oliver. And you can choose how soon to send out the notification. When does the notification expire? Meaning go, to the next person in line. It's just extremely flexible in terms of what you can do with this. And let me see here. I think what I can do is let everyone experience this. Let's see if I remember. Let me go to manage. So this is the queue management, right? And if everyone wants to just experience this, go ahead and join the queue. Scan the QR code and join the queue. Joel, if you haven't experienced this, scan that QR code. And you can see what happens. So I'm just letting everyone, whoever wants to join the queue and just experience it. But it works extremely well.
Why am I number 3? I got here before everybody else. I should be number 1.
Oh, because there were 2 ahead of you before.
That's not going to work. I'm going to go down the street.
Well, the staff can manipulate that if you maybe slip them a 20.
Hey,
I take bribes.
Can you go back to the customer thing to see if they pop up? Do they pop up on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. They do. So let me just.
I want to see my name on the big screen.
I filled up already.
Oh, is it a limited? I forgot. So you can change how many people are being served. So let me just open up the display in another tab so I don't have to.
I'm FPA.
So we've got. Yeah. So what's neat is, let me go back here. I'm sorry, everyone. I should have opened up the queue to a larger number, but at least I wonder if I can just do. Let's see if I can just do that real quick.
That was a good test to show that it works.
Yeah. Now I got to find out where we actually edit that. So let's see. So by the way, wait, what name did you put? Oh, Joel, you're right here. Yeah, wait.
Yep.
So it shows me, the resources. We can start the service. We can automatically, it will call the next person, but you can also override that. The only thing is, now that the queue is live, I don't know if I have the ability to edit it. So, but I think as I
start out,
say that again,
it's no big deal. People can I would never put a limit on, like, if you're starting the day, just set it at 300. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
However, I guess you do need to think it through because you've only got so many hours in a day. So, no, we did it right. You do need to set a queue.
So yeah, so it shows. So what's cool is, I should also show this part. It shows you how many people are waiting, how many are being served, how many you served today, the average wait time. That's not very good. How many no-shows. So it gives you all of those stats right here. You can also look at full analytics. So it shows you your peak hours daily, how many customers you've served. Again, this is not a queue that has a lot of activity, so you won't see a whole lot of information here. But I'm really excited about this. You can look at the queue over time. Again, this is just I'm so excited about this. I think this will be really, really helpful for so many of our customers. And again, super easy to set up. It's not, what our goal for 26, when, we think about what was the name of this hurrah? It's what are we cooking up? So it's, I think it's not just what we're cooking up. We keep cooking. We cook up a lot, but I think what we're going to focus on, because right now, what's happening in the world, Joel? I mean, all we're seeing personally, I think 2025, looking back at 2025 on a personal level, we've seen and it's not just 25, right? It started a few years before. And I'm not one that blames any specific administration. It's simply the fault of our government, period, right? And again, it's people can have all kinds of opinions, but facts are facts, right? We're paying a lot more and getting a lot less. Is that not a true statement? Does anybody want to argue with me about that? Is cost going up? Are we getting less for our money? Is that a true statement?
Yes.
So my whole goal is to fight that trend. And I think what happens with, again, just corporate America is a lot of people, feel like these times are times to take advantage of that and join the crowd. Hey, it's costing me X amount to buy a dozen eggs. All right, I'm going to raise this price, and I'll raise this price. And, all we see is, I think at the end of the day, our pocketbooks are the ones that hurt the most. Everyone's, right? Because, I mean, look, Josh is at an age that, he's starting to plan his future. And all he's hearing right now is, you're never going to be able to afford a house. I mean, how depressing is that? So my whole goal as a company is, how can we bring you, our customer, more value without necessarily charging you more? How do we do that? And at the same time, how do we stay profitable? How do we, make sure that we can grow, especially with, the rising costs? And these costs affect us, right? Our largest cost, as opposed to many of our customers, right, being in retail, your largest cost is your inventory, right? Our largest cost as a technology company is our human cost. It's our labor, right? And what we can do to try to combat that and try to do everything we can to keep pricing. To me, I want to offer, as much value for a fair price, right? And we've always been able to do that, but how do we keep doing that is, we need to just get smarter, and we need to make sure our systems are easier to maintain and easier to use, and hopefully take up less server costs, because server costs have gone up tremendously. I can literally buy a house, not in any large city, but I can buy a house just with the amount of money that, well, not a house, but I can, well, every 3 months, I can probably buy a house for what we're paying just our server costs, and think about that. Everyone do your math, I don't need to give you specifics, but do the math, and then it's so, yes, at times, and we have done some price raises very carefully, and very fairly, and we're still by miles, we provide more value for the money than any SaaS company in our industry, and quite frankly, outside of our industry. And we'll continue to do that, because to me, that's what builds brand loyalty, and that's what will help us grow. So, we're putting a lot of effort into our upcoming platform, and for me, what I'm cooking up in 26 is how do I keep making our customers more successful? How can I do that? And if I focus on providing not just tools, but other things that will help you grow your business, will help you grow your profits, right? That's very much a big part of our vision for 26, is making sure that we figure out what can we do to help you improve your business, right? What tools can we put at your fingertips so you can make better decisions, so you can earn more money, so you can profit more? So we started pretty heavily in 25, looking back, right? We started working on, we had started a little before 25, but 25 to me was the year of momentum for a lot of different initiatives within the coreware world. And one of those initiatives is not necessarily coreware, but it's connected to coreware because it's the same ownership. But it's a company called Buying Freedom Group. And in terms of the Buying Freedom Group, we ended the year with some exciting news. We actually started taking orders through the Buying Freedom Group. And the Buying Freedom Group, basically, our mission at the Buying Freedom Group is to connect retailers directly to manufacturers. Simple as that. So what does that mean? We're not a tech company at BFG. Coreware is a tech company. Buying Freedom Group is a services company, right? And we're enabling manufacturers to work directly with retailers. And being able to do that allows these manufacturers to offer product at really good prices while still earning a better margin than they do when they go through a middleman, right? So it's this win. It's a true win-win-win. And all the retailers keep asking me, well, Ezra, what's the catch? What do we pay? And it's like nothing, right? So it's pretty exciting. The Buying Freedom Group, it's real. It's live. There's a booth at SHOT Show for BFG, which will be right by the SIG booth, which is at the Caesars Forum. If you're going to SHOT Show, highly encourage you to visit with them. This is the booth number, 73042. And look at that, guys. We are also at the Keltec booth. So Keltec is one of our launch manufacturers. You will see today a banner in Core Store that you can click on if you want to start getting yourself set up through BFG. Again, there's no cost. You don't have to buy a darn thing. You can use it or you don't have to. Our goal, we already have, I think, 4 or 5 manufacturers onboarded. And you can literally sign up to BFG and just look through the catalog and you can place orders. We've got a great staff that will help walk you through the sign up process. So BFG for us, for me, it's been a vision that I had for a few years, and 2025 reflection was, man, we worked so hard to get everything working. And a lot of times, you think something is simple, but there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to BFG. And BFG, there's a lot more that I'm so excited. One of the, there's really 4 or 5 offerings that BFG has. The most exciting to me is the direct ordering, simply because that has such a massive impact for our customers to make more profit, right? It goes to your bottom line. Every 1%, right, that I'm saving a customer, every 1% is a significant number to the bottom line. And we can save multiple percent at times. And again, you don't have to believe me. You can just check our pricing, talk to our staff. You'll see. Not only that, the direct ordering, I'm so excited about this. because nobody is doing this, Joel. And I think this will be news for even Josh and Colt. What we're moving towards is, so we already had the concept of being able to back order from a manufacturer, meaning a manufacturer can say, hey, I'm about to produce these, right? So I'm going to let retailers back order them and make sure that they have a guarantee to receive these items, right? That's huge on its own. Because if you think about it, when you're going through a typical wholesale distribution, you can't back order, right? Because a lot of times that distributor doesn't know, if there's production runs happening. It's too difficult for them and impossible for them to track that. And I should know, right? I was head of technology for Sport South for a million years, nearly 18, right? So it's just the back ordering, is a massive type feature, right? Especially for the big manufacturers that, hard to get items, popular items, but even, think about how that can help a small manufacturer too. And in turn, think about how that can help the retailer, right? Because that, hey, I can back order some items. Well, check this out. Imagine being able to pre-order items. So we'll be introducing this really, really soon. But the ability to pre-order. What's a pre-order versus a back order? Well, think about this. Manufacturer says to BFG, they say, hey, BFG, if you guys can get, I'm going to make up numbers, but if you guys can get 100 of this particular gun, if you can get 100 pre-orders, we will manufacture it. Right? That's the difference. A back order is I've already got it in my production plan. But imagine the impact of being able to go to a manufacturer and offer that ability to pre-book, right? It's massive. Massive. It's a game changer. So the other things, if you think about manufacturers, most manufacturers are not fully represented in the distribution channel. Because keep in mind, to get into distribution, typically, right, that distributor has to carry that item in their warehouse. Guess what, guys? Warehouses are limited in space. We lost Josh. He got bored. But warehouses are totally limited on space. So a manufacturer that has 1,000 SKUs, a lot of times maybe only 50% of those are actually in distribution. In the catalog, they're not even, they're 50% of their items are not even in anyone's catalog, right? And it's impossible to get those items a lot of times, or even to know about those items. So it gets pretty exciting because, again, it's opens just these opportunities up for the retailers to get access to product that they may not even be aware of, right? And in turn, it gives the manufacturer the ability to truly showcase all their items. So the direct ordering is, there's a lot of moving pieces to it, and we're really excited about it. 26, give you a little what we're cooking up. That pre-order is one of the things we're cooking up, but we're also cooking up financing, right? So we will have some financing options in 26 for the BFG side. So again, right now, you're basically paying as soon as the manufacturer says, I'm ready to ship, right? We've got the mechanisms in the system to make sure that anything ordered, once you order it, once the manufacturer accepts and says, yes, I will be shipping this out, that's when we pull the funds out. We're doing it all through ACH, so no one has to pay credit card fees. Nobody likes that. We're keeping that, that's how BFG works, for us to keep those margins going for the manufacturers and for the retailers. We're trying to eliminate all excess costs, right? So it's just a very straightforward model. It's ACH. However, we know, especially for stocking orders, a lot of times the retailer they need help, right, in terms of financing those. So we will have some financing options, and we're pretty excited about that. We'll announce those as we keep moving along, through the year. So here's another thing that we're going to offer. Again, and this is for our customers. All you have to do is just sign up to BFG, but you'll be able to, and we don't have this integrated into Core Store yet, so that's something we're cooking up. But very shortly, in a very short order, you'll be able to go onto BFG and literally create a shipping label, and or at least get a quote. And the beauty is our shipping, we've negotiated. So BFG, just so everyone knows, just so people don't go, oh, Ezra didn't tell us that he's an FFL. We're an FFL. Just to let everyone know, so nobody's thinking we're not competing against our own customers. We had to get an FFL to negotiate a massively, amazingly cost-aggressive contract with UPS. We literally can beat, and it's just like the credit cards, guys. We, day in, day out, we beat everyone's prices. We will do the same thing when it comes to shipping. We're so excited about it. Not only that, we are able to, where you as a retailer, UPS requires you to ship a gun overnight, we are able to do it using second day. We have essentially like a waiver from UPS, which means you are grandfathered into that. So imagine the cost savings just on that. And whether you want to pass those cost savings to your customers or whether you want to make some money on the shipping, that's totally up to you, right? But we will have the absolutely best shipping prices. And, definitely come talk to Charles at the BFG booth. He can tell you all about that. So super excited about that. That's going to help our customers because, again, every dollar spent, and the why we were able to negotiate those types of pricing is because we've got a lot of customers, and collectively all of you do a lot of shipments. So we were able to look at that and go to UPS and say, look, give us a better price structure. Let's negotiate something. And one of their first requirements was you need to get an FFL. So Josh is actually the name on the FFL. He's excited for other reasons.
I wonder why I could be excited to be an FFL and soon to be an SOT. Wonder why.
He can more easily grow his collection. That's the bottom line. But we're really excited about this. And there's a lot of things happening. So the shipping, we also, it's really exciting because, again, the real-time inventory locator on manufacturers' websites. This is literally a screenshot of the Sig Sauer website where you, the retailer, can be featured and should be featured, right? And Sig is reaching out to many, many, many of you and making sure that you're aware of it. But just like the car industry, where I can go look up a Ford and say, hey, what dealer has this particular model in stock? That's the experience that everyone wants. But you don't want to be going to a third-party marketplace as a consumer. You're on that manufacturer website. I'm the consumer. I just want to see who has it in my area, right? Or who has it online, whatever it might be. I don't want to leave that manufacturer website. So we've got Keltec, we've got Sig, we've got CZ, we've got Ross Martin, we've got some big, big names, and many, many more that will be joining and have already signed contracts with us. And I'm talking about some of the biggest names, but also some of the smaller names. And just to show you, there's some of the logos there. And for all of you spies out there listening to this webinar, take a screenshot. There's no Springfield on here. So just to be clear, we currently don't work with Springfield. Apparently we had a mistake in a slide that showed Springfield. So I'm going to make sure that everyone knows we're not currently working with Springfield. But you as a retailer, if you want us to work with Springfield, maybe you should call Springfield, because they're getting calls from distributors telling them that maybe they shouldn't work with us. I wonder why. 26. You know what's going to happen in 26? Guess what? The conservative cancel culture is coming. Little prediction for 26.
That's offensive. I'm gonna have to take you off the screen, Ezra. That's just
it's the next gen. Yeah, it's happening, and unfortunately, that is just, the cancel culture is a lot of times driven by big corporate America, and corporate America is not conservative or liberal. They're just corporate greedy America. And when you get distributors calling manufacturers and trying to have them stop a company from helping out retailers, I call that the cancel culture. I love it. Bring it on, guys. So all of you distributors on this call listening, I'm not talking about our distributor that are customers. We have great relationships with them, but just play fair. Competition's healthy. If you think you can do better than us, guys. Do better for these retailers. If you want to make us irrelevant, but do it not by trying to stop us. Do it because you think through and you come up with offerings that are better for your customers. Bring it on, please. But we are full force moving forward with BFG, and it's exciting. It's getting really, really exciting. So 26, just to, in the theme of this webinar, 26 is going to be a massive year for our retailers in terms of, especially in the shooting industry, and we're looking to expand beyond it, right? So BFG is already looking at even the general outdoor industry. And what does that mean? That means that you as a retailer, you'll be able to expand your offerings, right? So as we sign up manufacturers and maybe areas that currently are not serviced by the current distribution channel, you'll be able to, start selling stuff that really fits the industry, but may not be, necessarily something that you commonly see in a gun store. Think of, I'll throw out a name because we're talking to them. We don't have this sealed, but Joel, I'm sure you've heard of EcoFlow, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a company that we're actually excited about. This is all new to them, the whole industry, but we're hoping we can, I'm just using them as an example of a manufacturer that we're going after, because again, a gun store being able to sell products that help you either live off grid, be off grid, go on a hunting trip and not worry about, your devices running out of juice. I think that's a really good fit for this industry. So those are, the types of opportunities. And in fact, Charles is right now, as we speak, Charles is at CES. He's at the Consumer Electronics Show, biggest trade show in the States, and not biggest in the world. It used to be, but no, not anymore. But it's an exciting show. A lot of outdoor items are featured at CES, obviously not shooting, but a lot of accessories and ancillary products. So we're excited. We're looking to keep expanding. We've got, again, a very large growing list of manufacturers that we're onboarding, and it is now open to for any retailer. You can sign up today. We can start. We already have quite a few orders coming through the system. So it's super, super exciting. And then, part of what a reflection on 25, one of our negative reflections, and I talked about this last webinar, you guys know I'm transparent about everything. We sucked when it comes to the whole MAP pricing mess, but I'm super excited in 26 to start the year by not letting our customers know that you should stop seeing those violations come through, period. Most of them, not all of them, but most violations from the manufacturers you will never see again. So why am I confidently telling you this? This is news. Joel and Joshy, this is probably news for you. Colts knows about this and has helped work on this, but we are now the ones who will receive your violations right here, not Coreware, but BFG. Again, we're connected at the hip. We're not, it was funny. I got a Discord internal message today saying, Ezra, can you reach out to the core store developers? And I'm like, why am I getting an internal message from a BFG employee when that core store employee is sitting basically right across from them? So we're like this. And sometimes we maybe forget that even internally. So this is for all of you internal people listening to this webinar. Yeah, there is no, okay, it's togetherness. But starting literally 26, we've started receiving the violations, and we're taking care of them, and we're actually going to automate it where it takes care of it immediately. So it's really exciting. It's new, so I'm not saying it's working perfectly, but it's one of our I should say not the highest, but one of our highest priorities is to make sure all of that is smoothed out. So I think everyone towards the end of the year and beginning of this year, you've already hopefully have seen less of that activity. So I think that's going to be exciting.
This month will definitely be a tell, because it's already been quieter so far for me, hearing about MAP violations. So hopefully that continues. I know some of them are starting in February. Some of them have already made price changes, and then I'm sure there are others that'll do it right before SHOT Show.
Yeah, and I want to be clear because I don't want to be quoted wrong. I want to be very clear. We are only working currently with one of the enforcement companies. The company is called TrackStreet. Not every manufacturer uses TrackStreet. So please don't come back to me and say, Ezra, you said we won't get any more violations. I did not say that. I said you should see a whole lot less. And I don't have a list, I don't, and maybe that's something we can eventually publish, if it's of interest to anyone, or at least have. But at the end of the day, I think the majority of manufacturers that do send violations are using TrackStreet. It is the leader in the industry when it comes to and they're a really good company. And I know, the nasty grams come up and, you want to just curse them out, because I did. I always thought that they must be a bunch of assholes. They must get a kick out of it. But yeah, they really, their whole goal is just to try to help protect the brand. Their goal isn't to send out violations. That's not what they're about. It's automated systems. And we've had some really good discussions with them, and we've got a great relationship with them. And again, it's growing, and we're definitely excited that hopefully we can put the MAP pricing issue behind us. In 26, we're hoping more manufacturers will use our platform to maintain MAP pricing. So that hasn't moved as fast as we wanted to, but that's why for BFG, we've moved away from selling it as a MAP price solution. Instead, what we now tell our manufacturers is it's a content engine. And we don't, that's not just changing verbiage. We actually added a complete catalog management system, not just for MAP pricing. So any manufacturer can upload their products, upload MAP pricing, upload their images, upload the attributes. And at the end of the day, how this relates to Coreware, and again, looking at 26s, we are absolutely focused on having a much cleaner, better, more up-to-date catalog. And if any of you listening to me, if you work with manufacturers, please tell them to contact us, because there's a lot of opportunities that a manufacturer has to give them really good reason to work with BFG, even if it's just to maintain their catalog. And the beauty is we then disperse that catalog information at no charge, right? We're not charging a fee for catalog data. So we just want clean data, right? We want to stop getting the calls of, man, your data sucks. Well, it sucks, right? Why does it suck? It sucks because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something. So let me load up my dashboard here. So what's that?
I said, what's that, Ezra?
Oh, I'm some data. So it sucks because literally, we're dealing with nearly 500,000 entries, right? Because we've got 22 plus distributors, and each one is sending us catalog data, right? Each one has their own data, right? So I'm looking at RSR at this particular data that's coming from RSR, and their descriptions are different, and their attributes are different, and their categories are different, and their map pricing sometimes is different and wrong, right? You like this, Cole?
I do. And to clarify, it's technically even more than that. It's probably closer to like 800,000 if you think about it, because of the years that we have products and everything. Like, a lot of those, like, even though if it gets discontinued, you still might be, selling it out of your store and everything, but we still have the data on that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
We're no longer getting updates for it. So it can kind of compound off of that too.
And look at these numbers, Colt. I mean, nearly $1 billion sitting out there currently in inventory. I mean, if you look, we've just updated quantities. Catalog gets updated daily. In stock, almost 200,000 in stock SKUs. So some interesting numbers here. Yeah, this is our armory. It's a little, just because I'm always bored, guys, it's a little side project. I don't know. Maybe we'll share it with people if they seem excited about it. But
yeah. Speaking of which, this kind of goes back. Kenneth, I promise I wasn't ignoring you. Kenneth brought up a specific issue that we run into regularly, where a UPC is showing the wrong image. Well, why is it showing the wrong image? Well, it's usually because when it was first imported by whoever was first, I don't know who, they they had the wrong image associated with it. Well, they go and fix it on their website because obviously they found out quick, but then we don't overwrite the image like in the feed. Like, we don't say, okay, we know this is a different image. So like, it's hard to tell, like, hey, that image was wrong. Through an API call, it's hard to say, hey, that image was wrong. You really should be using this image.
Yeah, like, how do you know which one is right?
It's exactly.
It's the same thing with map pricing, right? Is if one distributor changes their map price on one item, and we have 22 of them, how do we know who's right? Well, Ezra, you should trust Sports South. They usually get it right. Really? Maybe. Can they make a mistake? Everyone makes mistakes, right?
We do have some logic to try and do that, clearly, but it's still not perfect.
But that's why the ultimate solution is a single source of truth, everyone. At the end of the day, remember these words: single source of truth. The way to get the single source of truth is to get the manufacturers to provide that data. So if you're talking to manufacturers, please have them contact BFG. Please.
And to be, go ahead. Sorry.
No. All I was going to say is because your example of the UPC is, guess when that problem would never occur if the manufacturer actually maintained that UPC in the catalog. Right. At the end of the day, the more data we can get from the manufacturers, the better, because then I don't have to look at distributor data when it comes to catalog.
Well, not only that, but like there's always room for human error. Even I've personally even seen direct from manufacturers them putting the wrong UPC on a SKU or mixing up their own images, like mixing up their own data. Because whenever a human gets involved, then there's bound to be room for error. Typos happen and that kind of thing. But ideally, it'll be less because there's less people touching it, right? And whenever there's less people, there's hopefully less mistakes.
So yeah, this gets pretty cool. This is a good example, by the way, Colt. This shows you who has it in stock and who has it at the lowest price, which gets highlighted. Also tells you there's additional wholesalers that have it. Who has it, but it's out of stock. And I can stow it away in my cart. And maybe I want to get this particular item from Lipsy's. I'll stow that away. And I've got a little cart here. You go view it.
Now you got an order. You got an item from Orion and one from Lipsy's in one order?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I can load that out and it actually splits the order into two, and we'll communicate that order to each distributor. Little teaser. Whether we unveil this at SHOT Show, we're not sure. Maybe not. We've got other things we're working on, but yeah, I think this will be really helpful because it gives our customers just a single place to go search for items. So in case any of you thought, hey, Ezra is abandoning, the distributor again, I love rumors about what CoreWare is doing and what our status is and how well we're doing, or we're going out of business and getting rid of our whatever. Just if you have questions, just ask me. This is we are absolutely going to strengthen our relationships with distributors. We have too many customers for them not to work with us. It's not, it's just common sense, right? And we are absolutely working on improving, right, our integration with distributors. And this is a bit of the front end to the back end of these improvements. So we're pretty excited about this. This is also a good place to kind of start seeing just general information on, how many products distributors have, how many are in stock in general. You can filter, you can look at, hey, what's the situation with firearms? Maybe I see some firearms sitting out there and distributors calling me and offering me a great price on it. Well, why? Maybe I should check overall inventory and see if this is just an item that's not selling. So therefore, maybe it's not a good idea for me to carry it. So much that you can do with this. You've got also a little quick ordering that you can go around the store and start scanning away and place an order. So a lot of neat little features here. I don't know. I was working on revamping, the engine of our distributor feeds, and I decided, you know what, I just need a little front end, and then I kept working on it, and before I knew it, I created the Armory, and I think it will be a nice tool to incorporate into our new platform. So you'll be seeing it sooner or later. It's pretty exciting. I've also got what I call the target list. It's just a wish list. And this is where I can have a wish list for my company or my own personal wish list. And I can get alerted, when something in my wish list comes back in stock. So nice little tool out that again, we're part of what we're working on.
I remember when you first showed me this, the first thing that comes to mind is there's one piece I think that if we can nail it down correctly, that this would just be, I mean, this is already to me a game changer, but like even more so is factoring in the distributors, each distributor's unique pricing or shipping charges and stuff like that. In with the actual total best price. Because maybe Sports South is cheaper, but their shipping is higher than Orion when you factor that all that in and everything like that.
Yeah, and to some degree we can do some of that, but sometimes people have specific deals with the distributor on their shipping, and we know that coming from Sports South. But in general, I think that's definitely something we should let people at least even maybe we let people enter. We have the default that we know about, but then maybe
that's
let
what
them
I'm thinking.
override. Yeah,
because I know there's some complexities, like if you so many handguns and it ships for free or something like that, and there's all kinds of unique little caveats to the shipping stuff. So
yeah. Yeah, it's again, it's funny. I literally started working on this just because I didn't just want to work on the boring back end, the engine. So yeah, we'll be doing something with this, which is exciting. So yeah, a little bit more of an outlook towards 26. Let me go back to oh yeah, let me talk a little about just, I know many of you have started using the marketing module, and literally by SHOT Show that we'll be changing the name of the menu and core store from marketing to probably just coreware. Maybe in parentheses it will say marketing, because obviously we've got the scheduling module. We actually had Josh Oakey present the service module in our last webinar. And if you didn't get to see that, again, I think we split up the video to where, there's a video on the service module, which again is something that you'll be able to start using very, 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 very soon. And if you're looking at my screen, you can see there's a lot more to the platform, right? But part of what you'll start seeing very, 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 very soon is our contacts module. It's a CRM module, right? And again, you can start using it. The CRM module, if you look at Core Force and look at Core Store, both of them are not really CRMs. So they each have some features, but they were not really written for that purpose at all. And they don't do a good job at it, right? And then we've got Corilla, which again is a white label of a third-party product. So Corilla is going to go away. Obviously we're rolling everything into a singular platform. We talked in 25. If you look at our SHOT Show videos and our magazine from 2025, which I think I have somewhere around here, we talked about unify and simplify, and that's what we've spent a lot of 25 doing, and still that's part of what we're doing in 26. Obviously, we're making a big push for that. But again, being able to unify and simplify means, I want to operate from one place, right? I want to manage my contacts from one place. So this is really the contacts module We now have the ability to track pipelines. So you might say, Ezra, but a gun store, why do they need a sales pipeline? You actually do, because these days, especially with the proliferation of online sites, I think your retail customer a lot of times is the customer that's coming in and doing research, and maybe they're ordering a custom gun, or they want a quote. They want, hey, give me, I'm about to spend a few $1,000s in the store. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do it right here and now. So, maybe give me a quote for that. So the whole idea with the CRM is you'll be able to track your sales opportunities, right? And your sales people will be able to track their sales opportunities. And, you don't have to use this, but it's there if you want to use it. And again, maybe you just use it for your corporate accounts. You've got your local law enforcement, right, that is calling you and saying, hey, we need to get approval for this. Here's our shopping list. So send us a proposal, and you want to make sure you don't forget to follow up with them, right? And you want to actually track that, in terms of sales opportunities. So that's what a pipeline's all about. So you'll see here, I've got currently, I've got $20,000, right, a little less, in opportunity. And you'll see here's my different stages of the opportunities, right? So I've got a lead, which is, you can change the percentages, but right now the way I have it is, if someone's a lead, that means they're not really qualified. So they just came in, asked me a few questions, but I still want to track that. So I'll give it a 10% probability of closing at this point. But I still want to make sure I follow up with them. So, as I follow up with them, I can actually move that opportunity along very easily, right? So maybe I qualify them, but I'm also ready to literally give them a proposal, so I can just move it right to the proposal stage. And you'll see, as I'm moving things, my value of my opportunities is growing, right? Because the weighted value is based on how much the overall opportunity is and what is the percentage of closing that. So if I move both opportunities to my proposal stage, that's where I say, hey, it's 50% chance I'm going to close them, right? And I can just keep moving them along. And again, you don't need all these stages, right? There's no negotiation. Typically, it's either we win it or we lose it. So that's an example of, maybe in my gun store, I wouldn't even have that stage. So you can make this as simple or as complex as you want it, but you can quickly move something to won, and you can move something to lost if you want, right? And when you mark it as lost, it's going to ask you for the reason why you lost it. So it's part of the pipeline. We also created the and again, we're using these tools ourselves. So some of this came because we need it, but when I started working on some things, I was like, if we need it, other customers need it, right? You're a business. So we created the whole concept of, I've got my different types of contacts, right? A contact can be a customer, they can be a supplier, they can be a prospect, they can be an employee, they can be multiple, right? I can have an employee that's also a customer. That's pretty common, right? I may have an employee that's a supplier, right? Because I don't know, they've got a side manufacturing business. So a contact is a contact is a contact in my mind, right? And we want to keep that simple and easy to manage. And I can actually create directories. And these can be internal directories, right? Or they can be, you can actually publish those directories, which in most cases you wouldn't, but I don't know, maybe you want to have a shared membership directory that, people say, hey, I approve, being on your membership directory, and that's a published thing. I don't know if that's even a good example, but there's situations where you may want to publish it, but typically your directories are for internal. But we have a internal CRM product that we wrote, that we use. We call it Core Hub, but they have another core name. Again, year of 26, we're getting rid of a lot of core names. It's just Coreware. I'm sure everyone's excited about that. And you'll see at Chacho, you won't see Core Store, Core 4. All you're going to see is Coreware. It's Coreware, right? So for us, we had a directory for our employees, which we use all the time, right? I need to get a hold of Colt, and I'll just or I want to quickly email him or something. I just can go to the directory and see, when's his birthday, etc. All these things that we keep track of. So we decided we also have literally like a map of where all of our customers are, because if we have, for example, Josh, he travels a lot, so he wants to know, hey, I'm going to be in this city. I'll be in whatever, Dallas, this coming week. Let me see who's around, and maybe I'll go pay them a visit. So we've created these directories, and the directory can be an actual it can actually be a directory that is essentially a view that's like a card view, and you can totally customize this, and I won't even show you all the details that you can do with all this. It's pretty cool. And again, this is mostly demo data. It's not our real directory, so I only have my image loaded in here. And it shows me the local time, because we have employees all over the place, and it sometimes gets really confusing trying to figure out what time is it over, wherever they might be. Has all my information. Again, I can customize all of that as far as what I'm showing there. So kind of a neat little feature. And I can literally, in this case, it's my employee directory, but I can just as easily set up a supplier directory, right? That has whatever information I want to display. And I can search and I can filter, and then I can use Corey to say, hey, show me all employees, as an example, show me all employees that have been with Coreware for more than a year, right? Maybe I want to do something for those employees. We're also storing shirt sizes, right? Because we do a lot of trade shows. So, and we've got 80 employees. We need some way to manage that. So we've added all of those features, but you can also, I'll just show you the map. So the other neat feature, again, just some demo data here, is I also have a map view, right? Where I can say, hey, I've got 3 customers in this area in Charlotte. Then I can expand that. It'll actually show me, each one. Again, demo data. So it's just people, right? But I can use this to see where are most of my customers coming from, as an example, right? So it's really a useful little tool. And you can use it for various different things. For us, as we operate as a B2B solution, it's really helpful, because we want to know, again, when we're visiting a certain city, hey, we've got 6 other customers here, we should try to go pay them a visit. So it's something that's really useful. And I felt, hey, we have this in our custom CRM tool. We're moving from our custom CRM to this to the new platform. And I figured, well, if we're building it for Coreware, right, for Coreware use, I'm sure some of our customers would be excited to have, those types of features. And, general CRM features are also, really important in terms of being able to, for example, if I go to contacts, being able to look at any contact and actually see what all the activity with that contact has been. And when I say all the activity, that's anything that's happening from a business standpoint. And this is where a singular solution is really helpful, as opposed to having, 16 different solutions that you use for various different things, because I can literally centralize everything in one place, and I can say, hey, here's all of the touch points, right? So it shows me that, email sending, or if, when did I actually initially add them? There's a new prospect that I added 2 days ago, and then I did an email send, and I've got a follow-up. But again, those touch points, a touch point from our perspective is any activity with that particular contact, whether it's a sale, a service, whether it's if you're a pawn shop, if it's, you'll see I've got pawn activated, so that obviously is showing for me. Whether it's even a booking, right? We talked about the scheduling module, all in one place. I can go to one place and say, hey, what have I done with this particular contact? And I can actually schedule follow-ups and assign tasks to the staff. So this is where, again, all of your customers live, your suppliers, all of that. So you can track all of your contacts with the supplier. and schedule follow-ups and do all of that work outside of your actual purchase orders and your receiving, right? But you can actually also record all of your communication that you're having. From an employee standpoint, this is where you'll be able to manage your employees. You do that now in CoreStore, but we don't really have, there's some features here that we're working on that, again, I'm pretty excited about because I actually can go into any employee and we are going to allow you also to set up their work schedule, right? So again, some HR functionality that's coming to the platform. Again, I want to be crystal clear. This is the new CoreWare platform that you'll have access to. You want to use our CRM to whatever extent you want. You're more than welcome to. There's no additional charge to any of this, right? So employee scheduling is going to be a really nice feature. Josh Shee, pretty exciting to show this off. I don't know if Josh is still here or paying attention.
I'm still here.
Quick test. Cool. So I've got the ability also to scan business cards and multiple of them. So this is just a card that I got from the Grand Hyatt Hotel. And literally I can go through and scan it. If you have multiple cards, you just load multiple cards up. It will go through and extract the information. So if you're at a gun show and you're getting business cards from people and you just want to, bring them, just grab them and then bring them into your system, you'll be able to actually go through and do that. You'll see here that it filled out all the basic information. I can choose what they are. Is this just a supplier of mine in this case, right? And it picked up the email address. It picked up the phone numbers, address again, and then I can literally just save that as a contact. So you'll have that for SHOT Show, Josh.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah. So looking towards 26, what we're doing and what we're introducing, and again, a lot of this, some of the features are leveraging AI. Some of them, whenever it will be very clear to customers. You don't have to use the AI features that, again, there'll be some baked in number of tokens that you'll be able to use, and then you can purchase more tokens if you're using more AI features, but it's not going to be a surprise, right? We're going to make it very clear, hey, this feature is using AI and therefore, there may be some extra cost to it, but it will all be made very clear. So, there won't be any mysteries or any surprise billings or anything like that. And again, the whole purpose of using AI is hopefully to save you time. Time is money. And you'll be able to see throughout the system. The best example, I think, is, the marketing module, writing blogs, right? You can still write them on your own. You don't have to use AI, but we can't just let you write 100 articles and eat the cost, because every word produced by AI, that's how they charge, right? So, but we'll make it very clear, and you'll see your actual balance of tokens and all of that. So that's part of what we're weaving through the system. But again, everything that I'm showing you in terms of where I'm not touching AI, it's all part of what you can use. The whole marketing module. Again, if there's the usage costs come into play when it comes to sending out emails, because there's a cost for sending out emails, right? So there'll be a certain number of emails included in kind of your monthly, but people who are doing thousands and thousands of emails, yeah, there's a charge. But again, we will be much lower than current Corilla, and will be lower than any other solution out there. Why? Because we're not a one-trick pony. It's the same thing I tell people over and over again. When you're a one-trick pony and that's where you're making your money, you have to build in a much higher margin, right? So I choose the complex way. I choose to expand our solutions, add more features, keep things, growing and changing and enhancing with the purpose of providing more value for your money. And that's hopefully will help you grow your business. And as a result of that, you hopefully will stay loyal to CoreAware as long as we're doing our part of the job and providing you with a good, solid system. And we're servicing it properly and providing you good support. And that's what we keep striving for. So yeah, in terms of, there's a lot more, and I'm just kind of teasing different things, but a lot through the years, many people have asked me, they're like, Ezra, can you please just add some of the accounting functionality? We're adding it. It's here. We're all of this that you're seeing, it's either in the process of getting done or is done. And again, we'll be releasing certain modules at SHOT, and some of them before SHOT. So you'll see on the left side, you guys can peruse through and see all of the different modules that we're working on, and they're extensive. The cool thing is I can actually read. Again, it's kind of similar to the business card example. You can actually load up a receipt, right? That maybe you let's see if I got to see if I have one. I think I have one. Yeah. So let me show you this receipt. So there's just a receipt for some gas. And again, time is money, right? So the idea is that you'll be able to just quickly grab your receipts that again, we're going to allow you to bring in transactions in as many which ways as we possibly can think of, whether it's bank integration, whether it's integration into credit cards, no different than what you can do with QuickBooks. But again, the idea is if you want to record an expense, you can just upload a receipt and it will process it for you. I'm loading up this receipt. So Corey's just going to scan that receipt. And the neat thing is it's not just it's intelligent, right? That's what AI does, right? So being able to scan a receipt and read the contents of a receipt, that's old news. But being able to say, hey, I identify this as a fuel expense and you don't have a business category or account, right? I call it business categories. That's what a chart of accounts is. It's just people over the years like to create terminology to make things more complex so you can pay nice payments towards your accountant and CPA. But all a chart of accounts is it's your business categories, right? Well, Corey literally says, hey, I noticed this is a fuel purchase and I don't have an account for vehicle and fuel. So do you want me to create that for you and then import receipt to that? Or you don't have to. You can also choose from whatever. Maybe want to put it into office supplies, right? So I can actually record that as an expense. It's going to ask me, how did I pay for this? I only have petty cash set up. It's a payment. And that's my fuel purchase, which I've done several times because I've been playing with it. So I can actually start recording all of my different transactions and associating those transactions to, my business categories. So I can produce a financial report. So I can start really seeing my true profitability, right? For those of you who use CoreStore right now, we have a profit and loss report, but that's a horrible name for the report. It's not a profit and loss report. It's maybe a gross profit report. at best, because we don't have currently a true general ledger. And we're not going to really try to mask this with complex accounting terminology, but I can add any transaction that's not coming from one of these modules. I can still add a transaction, right? And again, I can manually add it, or I can ask Corey to help me. I can say I bought a MacBook for 2,200. I'll put a dollar sign. I don't know if it'll parse. It probably would work without it, but I'll just for 2,200, right? So I can literally let Corey help me because I'm not Mr. Accounting. I don't know where to put that. So I can just ask, right? And it will automatically try to find the best category, right? And you'll see, we talk debits and credits. You don't need to know what that means, but it's obviously a true double entry accounting system. And I can just say, hey, yeah, go ahead and record this as a transaction, right? So money in and money out, right? Money out was what I paid for it. Money in is it came in, right? It's an asset, but it's still kind of money in, right? And I can talk accounting if you guys want me to put my true accounting hat on. I can, but as a business owner, we don't care. We just want to know, are we making money? Are we not making money? Right. And I don't want to have to go to my accountant to know that. Right. Everyone likes using QuickBooks because my accountant uses QuickBooks. Well, who cares? QuickBooks hates this industry, by the way. Just side note, you all use QuickBooks because it's currently the best solution out there. But QuickBooks is no friend to our industry. So yeah, you want to use QuickBooks, keep using QuickBooks. You want to just put your accounting in here and not pay a cent more. I mean, your QuickBooks subscription has gone up every year. Can't tell me it hasn't. And you start adding those little dollars and they start adding up to big dollars. Every little, 50 bucks, $100 a month, that's 600 a year, 1,200 a year. Oh, but Ezra, I'm only paying $30 for this. I'm only paying $80 for that. Start adding those up. Start adding those up. So it's pretty exciting. We've got all of our different financial reports here. So a lot of exciting developments happening. At SHOT Show, we are unveiling really, really, really exciting. I mean, there's so many exciting things, and I know some of you won't be able to make it to SHOT Show, and for those of you who keep joining these core blasts, I like giving you the heads up of what's coming. But I think all of you will be super excited to know that we are releasing a new kiosk 4473 kiosk. And it's going to be groundbreaking because it uses, so I'll say it in a fancy way and then I'll explain it in English, but we're geofencing the kiosk so that you will be able to have your customers use their own devices to fill out a 4473. And when we talk about geofencing, you'll be able to draw the fence to determine how do we fence your particular environment. And what I mean by that is we've refrained from being able to allow consumers to use their own devices because we want to make sure that we are in full compliance with the ATF. We don't want the ATF to have any excuse to come and bug you and try to shut you down. And there are solutions out there. We've heard about them that, hey, my customers can just use their phone and fill out the 4473, and yet they don't protect you, the dealer, to make sure that that customer's not stepping outside your door to do it, because that's illegal. They have to be on premise. And the beauty is you can change your premise, because if you're doing a gun show, obviously they're going to fill out their 4473 there, and you can draw that geofence. So it's really cool. Geofencing just means that if I leave that fence line, if I go outside of the fence line, I won't be able to fill out the 4473. Right, I won't be able to submit it because I have to be within the fence line. So that is being released at SHOT. Come see it. We can walk you through it. We're super excited about that. That's really, really exciting. If you're a pawn shop, we've got our pawn module. We've been talking about it for a long time, but we decided to blow the whole thing up and start it over in the new platform. And again, pretty excited about our upcoming pawn module. We have a lot of customers that are pawn shops. It's really coming together beautifully. So the pawn functionality is really exciting. I'm going to show everyone something that I don't even think our panel here, and I keep going, guys. I'm not even watching the screen. Is everyone asleep or intently listening, or I'm on one of my
there was a couple of questions back on the thing. I think you may have touched on them. One was asking if the CRM contacts management is available for online stores, and then when are you looking to release that, which you kind of covered already.
Yeah, so let me unveil how we're going to work this. If you are only using CoreForce, meaning you're only an online store, you will have to subscribe to CoreWare to get the scheduling module, to get any of the other modules that I'm showing off. So let me be very, very, very clear that basically if you're a core store user, you have access to everything that I'm showing you. You'll have access to. And again, we're doing this in a kind of organized release fashion, right? So we're carefully releasing things. You'll be able to work in the old and the new together. I mean, that's very important for us so that we don't just pull the rug from under you. We want to make this a success for everyone. We want you to be excited about the new platform. And yes, eventually you'll pull the plug yourself, right? Meaning you'll start just using all the new stuff. If you are only using CoreForce, you have to subscribe, and we will have the new CoreWare subscription page up by SHOT Show. Pricing will be it will probably start at don't quote me on this because my head of sales doesn't even know about this, but we'll probably be starting the CoreWare pricing at $149 a month. So again, if you're only a CoreForce user, you sign up for $149 and suddenly you've got a full marketing module, you've got your scheduling, you've got the queue, you've got everything that I'm showing. So, if anyone doesn't like it, sorry. I mean, and again, if you're online only, you don't need to subscribe to any higher plan because our plans are, again, just like current core store, the plans are based on your number of terminals and number of locations. So if you're online only, you're really one location, right? So it's just $149 a month. I mean, to get all of this for $149 a month, you get the bound book, you get all of that, right? And you're getting everything that you need to, keep growing your business. I don't know. It almost sounds too cheap, Josh. What do you think?
I would agree.
Yeah, so we're finalizing pricing. Don't quote me on the 149, but I think that's where we're going to land. Current core store is 129. So again, I want to be very, very clear. I'm not raising the current customers of core store. We're not raising your price. There's not surprises here. You have access to this module, at the pricing that you're paying us. And again, we'll have clear pricing, by SHOT Show. We're finalizing that. We're going to make it very simple pricing. So any prospects that are here that are listening to this, whatever you got quoted, if you already have a quote, from Josh and Hunter or or Veronica and any of them, just work with them. Our sales team will honor whatever they've been talking to you about. So I don't want people to, again, I'm here to, and our customers that have been with us for years know that I'm true to this. We don't we don't have people sign contracts. I literally got off a call yesterday with someone that goes, Ezra, we should have gone with you. We're now in a lawsuit with our other provider. I can't tell you who it is, and they just, they didn't give us what they promised and never worked quite right, and we don't do any of it. You can cancel with us without notice. We don't do contracts. I retain our customers because, we try to do our best to provide the absolutely best solution, best service, best support. Are we perfect? Far from it. Do we have our moments? Absolutely. Do we own up to our mistakes and own up to, when we fail you? Absolutely. I don't know, 26, it's going to be a massively good year. I'm so excited about it because this new platform makes our job easier, right? At the end of the day, if we can give you something that is just easier, has even more features, gets you even more excited, that makes our job easier. So it's exciting from that standpoint. Something I did want to just briefly show you. Our current core store inventory module is really expanding to a full products module, and your products, can be anything from a physical product to a non-physical product, right? What's a non-physical product? Well, whether it's a subscription, a service, a fee, right? And again, this is all working with the current inventory module. So you'll be able to, again, jump back and forth, with the exception of we're revamping the subscriptions. And again, this will be a little challenge. I'm just going to tell everyone up front, we will need to come up with how do we deal with, our customers that currently have all of their subscriptions/memberships set up in CoreForce. It's something we just have to, we'll figure out, get through and figure out what to do. But at the end of the day, we've always, no different than scheduling, our subscriptions on the CoreForce side have always only been open to our advanced users. And again, it's not so much that we're trying to get more money. It's more because it's complex, right? So we introduced subscriptions to the core store a couple of years ago, and we do have some customers using it, but at the same time, we did just basic functionality, right? So if you have just basic subscriptions, use core store. You need advanced type subscriptions or membership, we push people towards CoreForce. Again, with our new platform, we're going to move and have all of the subscriptions. Something that we've lacked both in core store and CoreForce is, give me some data on my memberships. How am I doing? What's my churn rate? What's my annual numbers? It's crazy to me, self-criticism, right? But it's crazy to me that as many customers as we have that use our subscription services and membership services, again, I'm going to intertwine those two terms, but they're very different. And I can go into the details of what we're doing, but because membership is membership, the subscription is the subscription. They maybe are tied together, but they're perhaps not. And we've kind of convoluted the whole concept. Both, again, CoreForce did a horrible job. I'm just going to say it out loud. Lack of reports, lack of really visibility in terms of how are we doing. Difficult to maintain, difficult to. So we're just like scheduling. We're just revamping it, and this is the first time. Colt's never seen this. I don't even think Josh has seen this. So, but we're going to be able to really provide you with a meaningful subscription management system. And again, even if you're just a gun store, it's like, well, we don't care about subscriptions, but maybe you do. Maybe you want to create some type of buyer club, right? That gives your customers a reason to come back to you to buy product, as opposed to just going online and finding the lowest person there. So maybe you want to offer, a buyer club where, hey, you know what, you get 5% off of all ammo that you buy, because I know that you're a good customer, and I want you to just keep coming back to us. I'm just going to charge you $10 a month for this, and you get some type of, here's what you get. So let's open it up. The more we can give, the more functionality I can give our smaller customers, to me, it hopefully helps set you up for success. And your responsibility is to say, okay, Ezra, you've got a lot here, but every month, I'm going to maybe try to implement something, right, that maybe I'm not doing right now. And the beauty is, yeah, Ezra has given me a way to do that, right? Coreware has given me a way to expand my business. My responsibility as the business owner is, I need to come up with a plan. I don't have to rush everything. I don't need to do everything at once. But every month, my initiative, I'm going to figure out, what am I going to offer? I don't offer loyalty points right now. Maybe I'll start a program for loyalty points. I don't have subscriptions. I'm a gun store. But you know what? Next month, maybe I'll just introduce it, and make it to where it's stupid easy, for people to, maybe my subscription service just doubles my loyalty points or something. So in other words, I'm paying $10 a month as a customer, but it gives me a few things that, hey, you know what? It's well worth it for me. And it gives you, again, it's not just the idea of the recurring, which everyone loves, recurring revenue, but it also gives your customer a reason to hopefully purchase from you. And we want to give you as many tools as possible to improve that. So again, this shows me all of the information, my trends, right? So obviously in January, I had a massively good month. My monthly revenue movement, my trends, and I can look at my revenue per plan, all my recent activity, upcoming renewals, failed payments. I can look at my retention rates, how many new subscriptions I've gotten, my net change every month, right? And of course, this is where I can actually maintain my subscriptions. Again, if I want to create a new subscription, it's easy, right? Where, quite frankly, if you're a current user, or if you're ever wondering about setting up subscriptions at CoreForce, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to go through training. I guarantee you, nobody needs training to add a subscription in here, right? The information is really right in front of you. What's my subscription? What's the name of the subscription? I'll call it my gold plan, right? What's my category? Well, it's just memberships, right? Short description, long description, any images, and pricing. All right. Well, I have either a fixed, maybe it's $10 a month, right? But maybe I want to actually not do it. I want to do tiers, because I want to offer, hey, it defaults to individuals. So I want to offer individuals, it's $10 a month. But you know what? I also have a family tier. That's $15 a month, right? And then once you add all your tiers, you can just tell it, hey, how often are you charging? Is it monthly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it weekly? Is it annually, semi-annually? You have all these options, or even a custom interval. And do you offer a trial period? That doesn't really apply necessarily to most of you, but maybe you do want to offer a trial membership to your range. I don't know. So you can choose a trial period and how many days. Then obviously we'll end up using this ourselves. So we may offer a trial period for Coreware. We probably will, because we didn't offer trials before, because for us it was easier to say, look, we'll just give you your money back if you're not happy. We'll still offer that, within the first 30 days, I think is what we offer, or even 60. I don't remember what our policy is, but and then here's the neat thing, where I think everyone will be excited about this. So imagine being able to do your own monthly recurring where it's actually a product. So maybe you want to offer, a, I don't know, set of targets every month or whatever you can think of, right? So again, there's a lot of money in terms of in recurring, and if you can think through and see if something may fit your particular business and offer that. But I can actually bundle in products, and I can say it's either a one time at time of sign up. So, hey, if you sign up, I'm giving you a free box of 9mm, right? But you can also have a recurring, right? And then you can add those products. So again, my point in showing you this is to emphasize to everyone how much effort we're putting into this platform to provide not just current functionality, but what can we do to enhance and make things better. So just a preview on the upcoming subscriptions.
So Ezra, I guess the obvious question would be from anyone that's using current like Core Force subscriptions, what would that look like as far as like moving forward? My thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, is once this is live and kicking and everything, you would start setting up, a subscription through this instead of your Core Force subscriptions.
Correct.
Which is a tangled web. And this is clearly so much more laid out, better laid out.
Yeah. So, so again, I don't have all the answers, Colt. You know me. I'll tell you when I do and when I don't. And I don't have the full answer on that question in terms of what will be the easiest way to transition. Oh God, that's such a bad word these days. But what's the best way to move from? Or I guess that was 24. So I don't know what the best way to in terms of recommending. It's certainly, there's a couple of ways to approach it, and we'll have those answers. But again, for me, it's what I tell people is it's the crawl, walk, jog, run, sprint scenario, right? So for crawling, we're going to introduce this to all of our customers, and many of them aren't using because they have no access to our subscription service. So we'll start with those, not because we don't love our existing customers, but because we don't want to rock the boat and we don't want things to break. And this will be open to all of our customers. And each one, obviously, we need to figure out what makes the most sense. Do you keep your current subscriptions, in the legacy system and just your new ones coming through here? Do we have a data conversion to be able to? I don't have all the answers. But for existing Core Store customers, this is still leveraging the Core Store subscriptions. It's just expanded. So that should be an easier move, because it's not really a move. It's just more of a, here's my new interface. But pretty excited, in terms of getting that going. In late 25, reflecting back, me as CEO of two companies, obviously, my duties over the years, have been definitely on the management side. I did that for many years at Sport South. Even though I was always hands-on, but at the end of the day, even at Sport South, I didn't do a whole lot of coding, but I'm very much hands-on with all of this. So all of the accounting, the product module, the purchasing module, all of that is just myself working on it. So I've, to some degree, put on my old developer hat, which has been phenomenal for me. It's been a ton of fun. I think all of you as employees have, to an extent, maybe felt some pain because I haven't necessarily been around, but I think the results speak for themselves, and I'm pretty excited because we've made some tremendous progress. So just when you thought I'm ready to finish, I'm not. Just a heads up. But so just giving you some previews, right? The beauty is if you are coming to SHOT Show, um, you'll be able to see a lot of this. Even if you're not coming to SHOT Show, if you haven't clicked the marketing menu option in Core Store, click it, set yourself up, even if you're not going to use the marketing module, but you can get things started, because as soon as you get set up, you'll actually um, see, anything that we release will show up um, in there. You can go to it directly once you have it set up. But again, if I'll just show you, it's right here, right? This marketing menu option. And again, it will change to probably say just coreware. That change probably won't happen at SHOT. I think hopefully it won't confuse too many people. We'll put up a banner to let everyone know, hey, don't panic. We just changed the name, because obviously it will be a lot more than just the marketing. But when you click it, you'll basically just see this initialize marketing module, and that will get the process going. If you run into any issues, just let us know. We can make sure it's working for you. And there's nothing here that you need to do other than click the button and let it do its thing. And after that, you'll have access to it. So yeah, if you haven't already done that, definitely do it. There's so many good reasons for you to start using it. And again, there's no cost. I can't emphasize this enough. We're not surprising you with any, hey, you got to start paying for this because you've been using it. It's the modules in there is you can absolutely keep using. And again, we're just going to keep introducing more and more value, and eventually CoreWare is where you'll go for everything. So part of I think this 2025 year in review, we clearly put a lot of emphasis in terms of creating the basis of our new platform, our unified platform, CoreWare. But we also spent a lot of time, and I know we've done many webinars, and people still are missing it, but we are modernizing our current e-commerce, right? The CoreForce e-commerce, and we introduced the new search. We keep enhancing it and modifying it, and there's a lot of moving pieces there. We keep adding more and more customers that are using it, and hopefully we'll have all of our customers using it within the next few weeks. We also introduced our new checkout, which I think, Colt, just to put you on the spot, but I don't necessarily see any reason for any customer not to be using the new checkout at this point. I think it's not. I know it's phenomenal. It's very full featured. If you haven't watched any of our webinars on it, it's definitely worth watching because it's extensive. There's really a tremendous amount of functionality on it, and just the amount of what you can do to make it your own. And again, it doesn't take a ton of training. And let me just see, I probably got logged out of here as my guess. Oh no, amazing. So this is just the checkout settings. And again, I'm not going through and I've done enough of these, but again, most of these are self-explanatory. So you can literally modify the entire checkout process. It's a whole lot better. It's a whole lot cleaner. It's a whole lot easier. You can set up your messaging. You can set up announcements and literally put in timed announcements so that, Valentine's Day is coming up. If you want to put an announcement about that, you can set up your different policies. You can set up your branding. And again, you just click through. It's not difficult. It really is not difficult to manage. Obviously, you've got some advanced options here, but this is also cool. We've got a Valentine's Day theme that you can just turn on if you want, right? And you can edit the theme. further, you'll notice it changes to the pink color, and it gives you a start and end date. So your whole checkout process with upcoming Valentine's Day, again, many of you are like, Ezra, it's our gun store. We're not going to put in a freaking pink theme on our gun store site. But hey, I don't know. Maybe you put it purple, so it's a little more manly. But again, the point is we want you to make your website your own and be able to do it without a ton of work. And you'll see here, I have a preview of what it looks like. Now, again, I personally wouldn't be caught dead changing my site to this necessarily, but we've got customers that very much cater to to the female crowd. And again, this, you can make it, you can still adjust it to where it's not necessarily so pink and so Valentine-y. Or you just do it and it becomes a little more viral because people are like, whoa, look at what this website did. So just gives you a nice preview of what you can do. You've got, your different fulfillment options. So a lot of people, they ask us, well, we don't want it to show, this message. Well, you can change your messaging, right? Your store hours, all of that's fully customizable. And then one of the most powerful things and how you can increase your revenue, meaning this affects your bottom line. If you don't do anything, please take a look at your offers, because upselling is a good way to make more money. Whether you offer insurance, whether you want to offer extra package protection, whether you want to offer a lifetime warranty, whatever you want to do to upsell, right, your website and try to, increase that amount that your customers are spending with you. This is a nice way to do it. And you can come up with creative things. And the bottom line is again, you create your own offers. We don't dictate to you, and it's easy. Again, I personally don't think this requires training. I mean, just go over here and we tell you exactly what to do. Super, super easy. So looking forward to, this year, there's been, some regulatory changes in certain states that is affecting our customers, right? And several of our customers, right now, as we speak today, are turning off the basically the state of California. They're like, Ezra, we don't want the headache. Because California introduced it's AB 1263. It's a California statute focused on regulating firearms, right? Even further. And shocker. And we're going to see more of this. Again, we're used to it as an industry. But this one really kind of broadens the reach because it goes beyond just firearms. It basically says it imposes obligation on you, the retailer, when you're selling items that are not just firearms, but accessories to firearms, whether it's barrels, whether it's firearm accessories, whatever that means, right? California doesn't necessarily elaborate what that means, but for any of those types of sales, you've got to make sure, right, that you provide a clear and conspicuous notice to prospective purchasers that certain manufacturing activities are a crime if done without a license. So let's just touch base on that piece. So again, we're not attorneys. We're not going to tell you, what you should put in, but you've got policies here. And you can adjust those policies and simply say, if you live in California, and just get the verbiage of what California wants to do, whether you consult an attorney or ChatGPT, that's your choice, right? If you want, I mean, our corporate attorneys actually in California. So, we can always refer you to someone. But at the end of the day, I personally, for this, I would just consult online and say, hey, what's the what do I need to put in as far as verbiage for the policy? So that's the verbiage, right? So the ability to change your policies, again, it's important, and you can easily do that in the checkout process. So the next thing you need to do is obtain the purchaser's acknowledgement of the notice, right? Which the policy, again, you have to agree to the terms of the purchase in the checkout process. So we handle that. The next is you must verify the age and identity, right? Proof of ID that the purchaser is at least 18 before selling or shipping out the item. So I'm very pleased to announce that as of this week, it's not out yet, but it will be this week. And you will actually see in your checkout process, there is now a verification tab. And this is super exciting from my standpoint, and I will explain why. So first and foremost, I want to be crystal clear on this. We do not enforce verification, meaning if you want to turn on verification, turn it on. If you don't. That's your decision, right? Don't come complaining to me if you get sued by the state of California, because we're going to give you the tools to be successful and to be fully compliant, right? In any state, because we're going to see this happening in other states. And at the end of the day, if you're doing online business, personally, I think turning off California, which is the second largest gun market, right? Texas first, California second. I personally think it's a mistake, and it's basically caving into what they want to do. They want to basically try to shut sales down. So I say give them the big finger and sell to California, right? And turn on verification. And the beauty is we built an extensive, true verification process. And literally, it's all built into the new checkout. And it is going to do ID verification. Again, maybe you're the type of person that's like, oh, that's the last thing we want to do. Our customers will get turned off. They don't want to share their, they don't want to get verified. Well, again, you control the rules. You determine under what circumstances do I require verification. And quite frankly, if you are not an experienced online seller, I would turn this on for any sale of an optic that's over $1,000. And the beauty is yes, it costs to do a verification, right? So you have the ability to purchase bundles of verifications, right? You can buy a certain number, right? It comes out to $350 per verification, but we're able to negotiate some prices down, and you're probably rolling your eyes already. And it's like, hold on. You can charge that as a fee to your customer. And in fact, you can increase it, right? So you can turn this into a revenue making and a way to protect from fraud. That's a whole lot cheaper than actual fraud protection, because people are paying for fraud protection. I don't know, it's anywhere from 1% to 2% sometimes. Sometimes it's lower, but at the end of the day, it's a percentage of the sale, and it adds up to a lot of money. And I'm not saying eliminate that, but it's we're just giving you another choice, right? And personally, I think when you're selling high priced items, instead of worrying about chargebacks because of, we know there's fraud, right? You can control the rules of when to have people go through a true verification. It is literally actually verifying you by not just looking at your ID, but also having you take a live picture of yourself, making sure those match, and checking a lot of other data points. So it is a true KYC, know your customer. KYC is popping up everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So again, it might seem like, well, Ezra, our industry, we don't like that. But you know what? Our industry, KYC is already happening whenever you buy a gun. So extending that so that you're protecting yourself and protecting your customers, because you're protecting them from someone that's maybe trying to be them. I think it's a good thing. And again, the rules are so flexible. So you can actually, set this up. In our case, we set it up for any California sale of firearms, right? Or if it's a high value sale, anything above $1,000, right? And if it's being shipped to home FFL, we even did that. And we have another rule if it's optics and firearm identity verification requirement. So again, any of these I can go edit and see what the rules are. So for my California, in this case, I'm saying the state, any sale to the state of California, right, with no order minimum value. I can actually choose if I only do it if I'm shipping to the home or if I'm shipping to another FFL dealer, but obviously I don't need to do verification on store pickup. And I can get really granular. I can go in and say, hey, these categories or these product tags, right? Or these category groups or these departments, right? And whether I want to enforce a minimum age as well. Super flexible, no monthly fee. You just buy credits, basically. We send you warnings as you get lower. And the verification process is completely embedded into the whole checkout process. And it's super easy to go through. You load up, picture of your front of your license, back of your license, take a selfie. You get a QR code. We'll have this all, running at SHOT Show. We're releasing it before SHOT Show. Again, super easy to turn it on, super easy to really get granular. So it's not affecting most of your customers. And the beauty is once they go through verification, you actually can say, hey, and that's part of the settings. You can literally tell it for how long till we do another verification. We can look at the history of verifications. We can look at alerts that are coming up, different thresholds. I mean, there's so much here. I could do probably a whole webinar on this. But at the end of the day, this is going to be, I think, just a really, really good tool. We're envisioning even, not envisioning, but we're planning in our roadmap to integrate this into our new scheduling module, because sometimes you're offering a very high-end class that you need to make sure that the person registering is the actual person. This is a way to verify that. So a lot of different options in terms of it will actually show you a dashboard with any of the fraud alerts, got your performance of how fast approval is, because sometimes if the system can't automatically do the verification, there may be a secondary process. So it will literally kind of put that order on hold, and it will update your order dashboard to reflect that. So we'll definitely have, some more extensive videos on how this all works. The actual checkout process. I think I can. Let's see if we can pull that up. Oops. Let's see what I have in my cart. Probably nothing that would. Well, unless we can actually change shipping address. Oh, well, it's ammo. Let me add I guess, hold on. Let me check my messages and see if I was warned not to do this, because I know they were. Colt, do you know if they've got this running or is it still running slow?
I think they got it figured out earlier.
Okay.
So
we'll give it a
should
shot.
be good.
Let me do
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. What the heck? We like living dangerously. Everyone's probably left the webinar. It's just me talking to myself anyway. So let's do definitely don't want to do any of these. Let's oh. All right. There we go. Something nice and expensive.
Do you have my address?
Is that what you want for Christmas?
Or that's what I want for Wednesday. Doesn't have
I can just hear Josh going, Dad, that's like the worst gun you could buy. All right. All right. So let's proceed with checkout. Let's just see. Again, I'm living dangerously here. Just to be totally transparent, I have not even run through this. So I think it should get invoked because of the price, but if not, I'll go back and change to like a Texas address. So let's just choose an FFL. What the hell? It's Joel wants it quickly. All right. So at this point, again, I'm in tests. So I'm just gonna put a cash payment to make it easy. I think I don't know if RA is watching me. He's probably like, Ezra, that's not gonna invoke it. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I need to sign. There's my beautiful signature, everyone.
It looks like Bart Simpson screaming.
Wait, why am I not? What am I missing, guys? By the way, it is 1:40 in the morning for me, so I may be tired. I'm missing the obvious. Colt, what am I missing? Am I missing anything, or is it just not? Hold on. No, there we go. I don't know why the signature pad didn't accept. All right, place order. No, I'm thinking it should have shown the verification process before that. So I think I need to change to a California address. I don't think any of the items met the criteria, is my guess.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted trying to talk to you.
I was like,
you're
wow,
also
thanks, Colt, for abandoning me.
It's your address plus you're shipping to an FFL, so that's not part of your things.
Okay. You know what? Then let me do an optic, and I'll do night vision because I know night vision is expensive. And now Josh is going to be like, "Yeah, Dad. Now that's what I want."
Yeah, I missed the 3 rules that you had set up. I think they were mostly California, and then
there you go. Here we go. Oh, these look like our operator. Josh, this is what I'm buying you. I'm just seeing if he's paying attention.
He didn't respond, so nope.
Wow.
I think he's working.
He says I'm on the phone.
What do you mean he's working?
Well, work.
This is work. Ship to home. Here we go. So that should activate it, right?
In theory, yeah.
Again, I didn't look at the rules that closely,
Yeah,
so
can't remember if all of them we're applying to California or not.
Well, no, because I think there was a. I'm pretty sure.
A little plug for Ken up there. There's your layaway.
Review. It doesn't show up now. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's go back and look at the rules and just make sure. Dun, dun, dun. Is RA
right
around?
You're
Is
there.
he watching me?
I think so. You're on the right spot. There's rules right there, yeah.
All right. High value orders. Let's look at this. High value require identity verification for high value orders. So that's nothing in the we didn't choose states. Minimum order 1,000. Ship to home, ship to FFL. That totally should be valid.
Yeah, it's not going to require a signature though, which may be
right.
What you're thinking.
Yeah, but it should be. No, I was thinking it should be showing up before it processes payment, I believe. So,
oh, you didn't click the button though for this one.
No, I didn't. I because I didn't know if it would actually place the order. So you think I should click the button? I'll click it.
Yeah, I think it's when you. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because it should say that it requires an extra verification.
Yeah, it should have come up. So we'll have to figure out why it didn't. I'm sure it's just you know what this is. I'll teach everyone an old term. It's called the ID 10T problem. So everyone write out ID 10T, and you'll see what that spells out. But I think it's probably an ID 10T. I'm probably missing something in this rule that's obvious, but I am. Oh, maybe because I'm signed in as an admin, that could be. So. Oh, RA's watching. Can hold on. Let's see what he says. Can you try retaining
just the firearm? Should have triggered before the review step.
Can you please try hard reloading the shopping cart or
so add a firearm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but it should have been not just a firearm. But I'll do as requested. All right. 3 times the charm, everyone. And try it one more time. I just did a hard refresh. I will go to shop firearms. I'm going to buy a very expensive shotgun. Just to make sure it actually, I want to spend at least $5,000. And ooh, that's under my 5,000. Okay. Merry Christmas, Josh. That's his test again. All right. Proceed to check out. Yeah, but this is shipped to FFL. Well, I guess it still should get invoked.
Yeah, your rule is for high value orders. And then the other one. Okay, I see what he did.
I don't think it's showing up.
Now it says continue to review. Oh.
Oops.
Yeah, now it's saying FFL knows firearm purchase require additional verification.
Oh my gosh. My standing little thing just turned over. I agree. I don't want to subscribe.
Yeah, he's saying that it should have triggered before the process.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to 2026, our first fail.
Mm-hmm.
We tried. So obviously we've got something wrong, but basically before it processes payment, it will go through that verification process. So you'll have to imagine it. We'll put up a video to show you how that works. And then we'll also make sure we set it up on a demo site so everyone can try it out. But again, super easy to set up. And once we figure out what was going on, we'll let everyone know. We should be releasing it this week. Obviously, we need to make sure we're getting all of the testing done. But again, this will in the least, rather than turning off California, turn this on. If you have current customers in California, right? If you're not selling to California, don't worry about it. But if you are a customer that sells to California or you are in California, where your customer base is in California, certainly I would 1,000,000% recommend to turn this on. And again, you can come talk to us if you want to learn more, compliance wise. We've got Tony coming to SHOT Show, and he can answer, a lot of the compliance questions that you may have. But, if you have any questions, you can also consult with your local ATF, your IOI. But I think that's going to be a really, really helpful feature. And again, personally, I would turn it on for generically, right? For high value. For firearm sales, you pretty much, don't quote me, but there's been very, very, very few fraud cases that we're aware of that relate to a firearm because you have to go pick up the firearm. I personally know of 1 or 2 instances where fraud was still used for a purchase of a firearm. I don't remember all the details, but it was pretty brazen, from the terms of the fraudster. So I wouldn't necessarily turn on for firearm sales because they have to go physically to the FFL. But for anything that's shipping to the home that's over a certain price for a customer that's never purchased from you before, I would turn it on. If they take offense to it, maybe that's the price that you pay of losing a potential customer because they get pissed off. But at the same time, if you put the right verbiage and say, look, we're trying to prevent fraud. We're protecting you. We don't use your information for any other reason that's not retained. It's, there's absolute reasons to do it. Your choice is yours. The choice is completely yours. Now, for new e-commerce users, just to be really clear, if you're new with us and you have no history of selling online, we will probably force this on certain purchases that we know are fraudulent because we've had too many cases of a business that hasn't done anything online and they get an order for $5,000 scope and they get excited and get it shipped out and they don't do their due diligence to make sure that it's not fraud. And then they get mad at us. And it's like, what do you want us to do?
I got it to work now.
Okay, share your screen. See that way.
You didn't apparently you didn't hold your head just right when you did it. So Joel will have to throw it up on the screen for me.
I just did. No, that was me. So, Joel's not paying any attention.
Joel's off in
He doesn't care anymore. Yeah.
So I got this optic.
What was that, Joel?
I just asked if you guys are still here.
Yeah.
So Ezra took up a little bit more time, but we still have 20 minutes for Colt and 20 minutes for Joshy. So
yes, I'm using my 20 minutes now. So ship to home. This is a California address. And so going through here, continue payment. I'm just going to select cash, continue to review.
There we go. Nice. All right, step us through.
All right. So then, obviously, all this information, got to click to agree, continue the verification. We'll see if we can get to the next step. Yeah, valid ID document, take a selfie in good lighting. Hopefully I got some good lighting going on here. There we go. I'll turn my camera light on.
Yeah, you won't actually do this. Yeah, you can just choose driver's license and just take a picture of nothing. So, but yeah, it's pretty easy to do it.
Oh, okay. I'm backwards. Here we go. And then take a photo. Trying to figure out where my camera is.
Oh, it doesn't matter, Colt. We're just showing the kind of just. And now the back of your ID in theory. So just hit the camera. Yeah. We're just showing the process, not.
Oh, this is the selfie part. I had it backwards.
No, it's okay.
No hats, it says. Oh boy. I didn't think this through. Go through that. Whew. Ooh.
There you go.
Selfie.
Yeah. That's it.
So I think what's there is something that will allow. Okay, so the verification done. There's where the identity verification fee will be if you do charge one. Identity verified shows up.
Yep.
And so now I check that, place that order. I am still human. Last I checked. Oh, of course. That's about right. Some prices have changed. So if I go and refresh, should keep it if I recall.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah. So it didn't make me do the identity verification again.
And then Colt, as a last step, if you don't mind, once it processes, is just go to your order dashboard. Because it should show us a status of something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's supposed to be identity verified.
Yep.
For status.
There it is.
We'll have to look at that. I had to change it. It wasn't already set on it, but it's supposed to automatically set. So
yeah, it should have. Well, and maybe because it didn't get verified, but
I think it's probably because I had to refresh the page, so we might have a little thing to fix there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Brian said, "What will prevent the customer from taking a picture of nothing?" It recognized you didn't have a hat, so it probably is cognizant, right?
Oh yeah, they can do that all they want, Brian, but that's where it will literally tell you that they're not verified.
Not verified. Yeah, we're in still like the development environment, so it's ignoring my hat and then my driver's license and all that.
Yeah.
Once you're in the active production, it's going to verify, hey, this is a person's face. It does match the face that's on their driver's license, and it'll recognize all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And I definitely encourage everyone, once we release, just turn it on and put an order on your website so you can walk through the process yourself. because you can always void that order out. Whole cost you a verification, but who cares? That's just my personal opinion. Spend a few bucks just to see how the process works. But yeah, for anti-fraud, for preventing chargebacks, I personally think there's a lot of use cases for this without becoming invasive and, but for certain cases, set up the rules and yeah, I think it will work out really well. So that's coming. 26 big year. Lots of good things coming. Lots of good things coming. And we're just in January, folks, just beginning of January. So stay tuned.
Taken over one foreign country. Just wait till.
Say that again.
We've foreign countries.
Oh, you're breaking up. We can't even understand what you're saying.
Dang, I wonder if it's.
He said we've taken over one foreign country, which we should see some decrease in fuel prices here pretty soon.
Sure. Yeah, and soon we'll be also conquering Greenland, in case you guys didn't know.
Dude, we live in the Twilight Zone, and I am here for it.
The Empire strikes back. Here we come.
The Empire strikes back. I love it.
Oh, man. It's going to be a fun year, folks. But again, my prediction is for our industry, it will be a really good year. Because the shit's getting crazy.
You are wrong about 2025. You were wrong about a pretty big prediction that you made.
Did I make the UFO prediction?
Where are they? Where are they?
The noise is still building. And literally, if you look at some of our elected officials, I guarantee you they've been taken over by aliens. It's the only explanation that makes any fucking sense right now. Because personally, I can't make any sense. I mean, when someone says America first and they kind of run on that platform and America's right now last and our money, hard-earned money is going to pay for a whole lot of people that don't even know where America is. It's the only explanation that I have, Joel, that I can comfortably at least live with. It's got to be the aliens.
I'll make a prediction for this year. All the crap that we're pissed off about, I think a lot of that stuff's going to be addressed this year, and I think it's going to get a little rocky.
It's going to get really rocky.
I do think it's going to get rocky, and I think it's going to be good because you got to do it, man. It's like,
hey, look, at the end of the day, it's going to be good. Unfortunately, it's not that I want bad to happen, but I always try to look at even with every negative, there's got to be a positive. So the positive that I look forward to in the era of COVID 2.0 that's coming is what happened during COVID. Our industry flourished. So good news, everyone. That's Ezra's prediction. Now, hey, if I'm wrong, that's great news. I hope I'm wrong, quite frankly, because I don't want COVID 2.0. I don't think any of us do, but the writing's on the wall, everyone. Sorry. The writing's on the wall. Oh, man. I can go on, Joel, but, but it's aliens because all you have to do is look at, literally go listen to Dan Bongino before he joined the administration and then listen to him now. And he's been overtaken by aliens. Either that or what?
John Fetterman. When he sounds more like Reagan than Reagan, we know there's something going on.
There is something going on. Yeah.
Well, I'm here for it. I think it's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, it's either that or they've just tremendously advanced MK Ultra. So I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be fun.
At us if we were talking about MK Ultra a year and a half to 2 years ago.
100%. I told you 25 was an enlightening year for me. So 26 will be quite interesting.
Oh, Josh.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Is that it for today? We're almost under 3 hours.
Wow. It's a short one.
It is a short
one. What else did I miss, guys? I mean, all I'm thinking right now is SHOT Show. I literally travel to Vegas next week, everyone.
Yeah. So Wednesday is beer night.
Yeah.
Thursday
is yeah.
And that's going to be did we settle on from 6 to 10?
I guess that's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, because I think that
for some reason I thought we decided not. I don't know. Anyway, let's solidify it and say it's 6 to 10. So if everyone agrees,
6 to 10. Come get some sushi and Korean barbecue and some good conversation.
And just to, again, for those of you on here who haven't been to our dinner, you don't have to come, just come as you please between 6 and 10, right? There's no set agenda. Just show up, and I think naturally people come staggered anyway, because some people have, some people actually have some other commitment and, they come later. So even if you want to just come for drinks, you'll be missing out on good food, but, don't feel obligated to come necessarily for dinner. Just come say hi. And we're excited. And make sure you register. We will be blasting the registration page. Again, hopefully by the end of the week. Worst case will be early next week, but we will absolutely make sure you have access to it. We will be checking people at the door. Again, if you are a customer, please just register. Obviously, we'll get you in if we can, because there is a limit in terms of number of people. So we're trying to be good for the restaurant so they don't get mad at us, and try to get more accurate counts beforehand. So definitely please register. It will let you specify how many people you're bringing, etc. So
what else? Is Josh ready to do his 20 minutes?
Hopefully.
We have 2 new patches for SHOT Show.
Oh, you need to show those, or you don't have them?
I don't have them. I've got them, but let me see how fastly I can.
I was going to say, but how do you not have one in your office, Mr. Patch Collector?
Because we already shipped them directly to Vegas.
Oh, duh. You never had them. I forgot.
You never had them.
We will have 2, and BFG will have a cool one too.
Yeah.
Cool. What else?
What else? I don't know, Joel. What else? Josh, what do you have? You've been so quiet today. Oh, he's muted.
Last time I tried to talk, you said my mic wasn't working.
Yeah, what is wrong with your? Is it just me, Colt, or is he like?
It sounds like his mic is going through his computer or something.
It sounds like his
rather than his headphones.
Oh yeah, you need to switch to your AirPods, Josh. That's the problem. Hit the setting button.
Why would it not be automatically set?
That's better.
No, I think he's still not set.
Really dumb.
It's coming through. Yeah, it's coming through, but it's like you're being censored, like as you talk.
Real-time censoring.
So we see your lips moving. Can't make out the word.
Oh my God, Brian's encouraging you to buy more shit. Just what you need.
Do it, Josh. Do it while your dollars are worth something. What else? Is that it?
I think so. I mean, one of the cool things is since we're talking about buying guns, we will be exclusively carrying Keltec's next release, which I'm under NDA not to elaborate on, but definitely get ready to check out. It's, Keltecs are usually, even if you do personally aren't, that's not your top gun, but they do sell really well from everything we've talked to many, many retailers. Yeah, really well. So we will have the new Keltec at the booth, at the BFG booth, from my understanding. So that should be pretty exciting.
And with BFG's basically democratizing retail and manufacturing, you'll be in complete control of how many they produce, right? I mean, that's a huge thing. That's the biggest thing I took from this, because you're putting the power of production in the hands of retailers. How crazy is that? Like, that is freaking insane. So there's no reason.
Let me take that one step further, Joel. What we are going to enable is this will get you really excited. We're going to take that one step further. We're going to enable our Core Force customers to feature a pre-order on their website with the ability for consumers to put a deposit down on a pre-order, and that will drive the demand to hopefully drive the production. So we're going to take it all the way to the consumer level, which is massive.
Yeah.
Massive. So that to me is going to be super exciting, because imagine featuring items and you get the crowd to decide. It's no different than the Kickstarter Indiegogo. Think about it.
Right.
It's, if we can get enough interest and people putting a deposit down, usually means they're committing to it. So yeah, we're going to work through that. I am hoping we get that done Q1, because that's going to be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. This is exciting. What do we have here?
These are patches for SHOT Show.
Why is operate misspelled?
Nice try.
That's freaking
Those are so cool. Those are so cool. Yeah, and we got a good giveaway at the dinner too. So really good giveaway.
Should be a good show.
Yeah, it will be epic. Every show of ours has been really good year over year. I think it keeps getting better. Our mission internally is to stay healthy. So we will have whiskey. Any customers interested in participating, I think we're bringing enough to cover extra people.
I know Tony's listening.
So if Tony's listening, make sure Tony brings some extra bottles, since I'm announcing it. So but we have evidence that Tony's whiskey, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. I can't stand whiskey, but I'm going to be drinking it, because anyone who drank Tony's whiskey last year did not get sick. Anyone who didn't absolutely did. It's scientific.
Yeah, I got hammered bad.
I think there was just like 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm also popping I started popping the ivermectin already. So.
Oh, and I was today that my roommate is sick. So hopefully he's better.
Say what?
My roommate.
Oh, yes, your roommate. Yes. Your roommate has COVID.
Yeah. Made me really happy when he told me that.
Yeah, I figured. So we're going to make sure that your roommate is fully healthy before we even let him near us. So
yeah,
hopefully 2 weeks will give plenty of time. Oh, it's less than 2 weeks. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's less, because it's the 18th that
it's literally
coming.
Next Saturday. Next Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. So no, if we have to, in all seriousness, Joel, don't worry. If we have to quarantine, we will. So we don't want to take any chances, especially with you. But you need to be popping some ivermectin too. Do you have any?
I'm doing everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna be so drugged up. They're gonna be able to just take blood from me and create vaccines.
Hey, for those of you who maybe haven't gone to SHOT Show or just what we're talking about, even before COVID, every year there's what's called the SHOT Show crud. It's been going on forever. And it's very hard to escape not getting sick at SHOT Show. For horrorware, we had a bad year last year, really bad year. Almost every one of us got sick. I managed to last till the end. But again, everyone got hit. Joel, you got hit really hard.
36 hours. I was out literally. Yeah. I don't remember 36 hours. It was great.
Yeah. So here's to a healthy 2026. I mean, that's I think what would be a really good year for everyone, is to be healthy, stay healthy. I think in our company, we've had a few scares, and it makes you really appreciate just your health, and it's important to take care of yourselves. That's one thing I've managed to do. I've been working more hours than I think I ever have, but I made it a point, to put my health first, and I am exercising and playing pickleball and swimming, golfing. Yeah, try to eat a whole lot better. So, yeah.
Well, everyone, less than 2 weeks away. We will see you in Vegas.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else before the robot kicks the music off?
I'm good here.
I totally trusted the robot with this one, so don't judge me.
Let's do it.
Promising.
Engines humming, lights go red. You plugged in, now you're ahead. Steel boots stomping, signals live, new blood in the system. Welcome to the drive. Static crackles, door slam shut, no turning back. You're in the cut. We don't whisper, we don't wait. Flip the switch, accelerate. Hands in the fire, eyes on the prize. Built for the grind, no alibis. You stepped inside, now up in tight. 2026 coming hard, no brake lights. If you're coming to shot, you know the scene. Move 72637. Welcome to the machine. Kill the doubt. Crack the gate. See you in Vegas. Let's make 2026 insane.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.